store and on the road. Free mounting and
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Make sure everyone like the video right off the bat here. That helps a lot. And of course, if you're not, subscribe.
And he will give you a great low price right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the BioStation West Delray. At BioStation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing?
Here we go.
Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll-free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE-1. And now, here's Steve Kane.
Excuse me, guys. Oh. Uh-oh. What happened? All right, there we are. Okay, Monday morning, the Monday Morning Gremlins. Welcome, everyone. I'm Brian. You, of course, are listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. It is Monday, June 28th, 2021. We've got a lot to talk about. You guys catch the Trump rally on Saturday night? I'm sure you did. I did. It was absolutely amazing. We're going to talk about that. And though I wanted to talk about this building collapse in Miami. You know, I went down there on Saturday, and I made a YouTube video. If you go on my YouTube channel, Brian Craig on YouTube, you can see my visit to the collapsed building down in Miami, Surfside. And it was a very strange experience. I know you're hearing all this talk that the response time is too slow. And, you know, when I went down there on Saturday, it was not what I was expecting. Okay? It was not what I was expecting. First off, the media that you see on TV, they're nowhere near the building. I show all this in my video. If you check it out, I gave a whole tour of the whole area, the building, the press, everything. The media are a mile or two away from the site. They're not even near the site. They're very far north of the site, pretending that they're there. And the footage that you see on television is either footage that was taken immediately after, or if it's new, they have one pool camera that is a helicopter flying overhead all day, taking camera shots of the site, and the media all use the same camera. And there were a couple of things I noticed when I went down the Surfside on Saturday. One, it seemed almost like a regular day. The people in the neighborhood down there it was just not what I was expecting. It seemed like everybody was just going around their normal Saturday. People were hanging out on the beach. They were in the swimsuits and bikinis getting tans. They were riding bikes around, jogging. You know, I parked at that mall. What is that? I forgot the name of it. What's that fancy mall down there? Very high-end mall. I had to pay $20 to park at the mall. Can you imagine? What a nice mall. I forgot the name of that mall. You know, that really upscale mall that I couldn't afford to shop at. I forgot the name of it, and I parked there. It's been there forever. It's not new. And people are having lunch and brunch and, yeah, is it Bal Harbor? Is it the Bal Harbor shops down there? I'm not sure. No, that's way farther south. No, you guys know that real fancy mall. It's north of where the building collapse is. I would know it if I heard it. But anyway, I park at this fancy mall, and it's like any other day at the mall over there. They have fancy restaurants. They don't have a food court there. But everyone's valeting, sitting down with their fancy lunches and everything. And then when I went over to the neighborhood, not only did everyone around there act like it was a normal day, which is not what I was expecting. I didn't see a lot of emergency vehicles around. I got there right after the governor's press conference, not long after. And what I was expecting to see when I got down there were like dump trucks filled with like debris and stuff driving out. Nothing. And I know you guys have too. I've watched a lot of this, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. You know, yesterday they took the families over in the buses. If you watch my YouTube video, I show where the families are. I went to all that stuff. They took the families over in the buses. And the reason they took the families over in the buses is because they wanted to convince the families that they're doing something. And what I've seen on the footage didn't look like they've been doing much down there. Not on TV and in person. And I thought, you know, well, maybe this is how it normally is. So when I got home, I went on YouTube and I looked up the aftermath of the Oklahoma City incident. And in Oklahoma City, I saw guys immediately with their bare hands carrying rock and concrete and everything, digging people out. Just like on 9/11 at Ground Zero, we saw a similar thing at Ground Zero. People drove hundreds of miles just to go and help. And people, remember Ground Zero, people are picking up concrete. I was watching the Oklahoma City. It was immediate. They had like a human chain picking up debris and handing it to one another. And they had backhoes and everything else. And at this Surfside incident, it doesn't look like, all I hear them talk about is all this technology they're using. And I'm wondering, is the modern first responder, because when you look at the, you know, people that are like the first responder firefighter guys, they're typically in their 20s, 30s, they're the snowflake millennial crowd. Do they do everything by technology now? Do they have too much technology? I hear them talking about using infrared, and I see this and I see that. And I saw last week when it first happened, I guess it was Friday, they flew in this special response team that they say was the same team that responded to Oklahoma City back in 95. Now, these are the same guys, the same unit. But what I saw at Oklahoma City on YouTube, you go back, you can see, it was not what I saw there. So, no, they are dragging their feet and going very slow. I don't know why. It seems to me, now again, I'm not a first responder, I'm not a firefighter, paramedic, I'm not any of that stuff, but I've seen these things on TV before. And I don't know, shouldn't they have just had immediately like a human chain of all the firefighters in Miami just picking up concrete and rock and trying to dig these people out? They're digging trenches and things like this down there, and I know they're trying to get underneath and everything else. But it was Thursday when it happened. So we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I don't know if it's 4 or 5 days now. And give me a break. What's going on down there? Just total chaos. And I was listening to one of the press conferences yesterday. I'm not sure who it was. It was one of the leaders down there saying that they had talked to the Israelis, and they say, we're doing everything right. Everything they're doing now seems to be convincing you that they're doing everything right. Now, when I went down to the building, and you see this on my video, when I went down to the building on Saturday, they had this crane. I showed this in a video. And the crane keeps going up and down, but there's nothing on the crane. And I'm like, what is this? Is it a camera? What are they doing? I keep hearing about them using different devices to listen and do this and do that. It doesn't seem like they're doing much. I don't know. It just seems to me that The modern era of first responders are too dependent on technology instead of getting in there and getting their hands dirty in the beginning, which is what I would like to see them do. Now, the other thing that I thought was very strange, I mentioned right at the top, is obviously where the families are just devastated. Obviously, and you've seen some of that. But the people in the neighborhood look like they don't give a damn. I'm sure they do, but everybody was going about their business like nothing was wrong. It was strange. I was expecting when I got down there, because there's a roadblock that no one, not even the press, can get through to the actual site. And I was expecting people to be lined up at the site with their praying, for demanding action. Nothing. Everyone's just going around, the mall. Got to go to the mall. Got to go shopping. Walking my dog. It was very weird. It was just not what I was expecting down there. I would think, hopefully none of us ever have this experience, but if something like that happened in my neighborhood, I wouldn't be walking the dog. I wouldn't be going to the mall. Now, I parked at the mall because that was about as close as I could get to park to the site, and I had to walk. I walked a lot. I walked quite a few miles, actually, to get over there and everything else, and had to walk around and then go to the beach and all this stuff. It was difficult to get to the building. But no, I didn't see any rubble, and I didn't see any trucks driving out with concrete. I didn't feel even a sense of urgency. They have a lot of police down there that are blocking off the area so you can't get up to the building, and most of them are just chilling out in their car. And the fake news media, and you'll see this if you watch my video, they just sit around and wait for the press statement to come in to regurgitate, just sitting around doing nothing. Yeah, I think they're, dilly-dallying around down there. Now, they're trying to blame Ron DeSantis. So, and this was started by a Washington Post reporter. A Washington Post reporter was trying to blame. Now, Governor Ron DeSantis, he's done everything right. Nothing down there that's going wrong is his fault. He declared a state of emergency, a disaster area, Thursday on day one, which allowed all these departments, FEMA and these fire departments and the city and the county, to have any resource they needed. And I'm seeing footage of guys that are with these special teams sitting around in lounge chairs. I don't know. It just seems very weird, the whole situation. I'd like to hear what you guys think. 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. And it just, when I saw people, this is the thing. I've been down in that area many, many times, that one particular area where the building is, but I'm usually driving through there because Collins Avenue is A1A. The building's off Collins, it's A1A. Brickell is Federal US 1. So I've driven by there over the years hundreds and hundreds of times, heading down the, Miami and everything. But I've never been down there on foot. And the neighborhood, everybody seems so normal that I thought, well, maybe I'm not, because I knew where it was. So I parked at the mall, which I still can't remember the name of the damn mall, but I parked at the mall, and I knew where it was, so I'm walking over there, and everyone was acting so normal, I thought I was in the wrong spot. So I got out my phone, and I did my iMaps, and I'm like, no, it's right there. It's and I'm like, this is strange. Why aren't people upset around here? It was very weird. Very weird. Not what I was expecting at all. All right, now listen, if you're on hold, stand by. I'm going to take our first break of the week, and when we get back, I'll take some calls. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Is it the Bal Harbor Shops? Is it that fancy, expensive mall down there? Yeah, those people couldn't be fazed at all. Can't miss the mimosas. Don't miss our mimosa. Whatever. I couldn't believe when I got there early, and I parked at the mall. And it wasn't really open too much yet. And then by the time I came back, because I walked back, it was like the lunch crowd. And it was packed with all these rich people, which is nothing wrong with being rich, of course. I'm not a lib, but sitting there having their meal like there's not a Oklahoma City-like disaster down the street. It was so weird. Just so weird. I don't know. Anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts. 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. We'll take a break and be right back.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 20
Yeah, it's the Bal Harbor. Yeah.
season is
Yeah.
upon us. If you have noticed any water
also the
stains on your
convergence
ceiling,
of
or
people finally
if your
being
roof
able
is
to
older
get
than
out.
50
I guess.
you will want to call us.
you know,
to come
I
out
guess.
and
Being locked up
roof.
for a
Our
year or
services
so.
run from
They look like they could give a
repairs to
damn.
complete new roof systems.
You know, down there. I was very surprised by the weirdos.
Life goes
Regular
on,
asphalt
really.
shingles, clay or concrete tiles,
I guess
standing
so.
wall seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences, including amputation. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own therapeutic shoes and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to 1 pair of quality diabetic shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the Sole Authority today, 954-597-7060.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just
All right, yeah, so it was 19 minutes after the hour. Yeah, so it was the Bal Harbor shops where I parked. And I came back, and the people there looked like they could give a damn. With their shopping bags, with all their fancy stuff. I'm like, this is just strange. I don't know what the hell it is with people down there, but just a bunch of weirdos down in that area. If something like that happened that close to me, I don't know. I'd want to try to do something to help, or at least go say, I don't know. I don't know. Let's take some calls. Good morning, you're on the radio. First call of the week. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name?
Yeah, I'm calling from Louisiana.
Yeah, what's on your mind?
Hey, I was listening to you. You was talking about the first responders this morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not there, so I don't know. And I'm listening to you. But it may seem like to you they're not rushing, but maybe they are. Maybe they are. I don't know. I'm not a first responder.
Well, yeah, but I've seen these things happen before. Oklahoma City, 9/11, and 9/11 in particular, but even on Oklahoma City, which was longer ago, people show up, they form a human chain, and they start picking up rock and concrete and trying to dig people out. And with this, I don't know what they did, and at this point, it's been like 5 days now. The chances of someone being alive down there still is, you know what the odds of that are now. And I heard a report yesterday, people could hear banging and people calling out, and now those sounds are going away. And I see the aerial footage of first responders in lounge chairs and all this stuff. I don't see any human chains. I hear them digging trenches. I don't know.
Maybe you see them in lounge chairs. Maybe those are the ones that on break and there's people in there.
On break? It doesn't look like a time to take a break. And you know what? I didn't see people around Ground Zero in lounge chairs.
Maybe those guys were on break.
Maybe they're just government workers and dragging their feet like a lot of government workers. I don't know. But what do you? Yeah.
Don't make this out of the Republican Democrat thing. Don't do it.
I said government workers.
Okay, but don't. Maybe, like I said, I don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
Well, I don't know. You don't know. I wasn't. There's lots of places I wasn't at, but we still have opinions on it. What do you make of the people in the neighborhood that acting like it's any other day, going on their bike rides and dog walks and stuff, hanging out at the mall, having mimosa?
That's the problem with this country nowadays. Everybody don't care about nobody.
Doesn't seem like it to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it to me. I thought it was kind of just kind of twisted.
Yeah. You know how this country is nowadays. At first, well, I just want to call and tell you.
Someone said, "Why didn't I help?" Well, because first off, the police keep you about half a mile away. Okay, so actually, I did unknowingly cross a police line and got stopped by the cops. They don't let people like me more than half a mile away from the actual site. So that's your response to why I didn't help.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're not a first responder. I'm not a first responder. We not.
Well, I'll tell you who else thinks. It's not just me. The families are pretty pissed. I keep seeing family members on TV saying what I'm saying.
I wouldn't want them down there either. They're not trained.
Yeah, I don't. All right, you take care. I don't know. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Morning.
Yeah, you're on the air.
Hey, I noticed I watched a little bit of your clip there yesterday when you were down there, and I was sort of saying, what's everybody doing? Just walking around on the beach, kicking back?
I know, and if you see, I was up there, and there's just families and stuff hanging out on the beach, while there's like dead people by the dozens a few feet away. It's sick.
Yeah, it was crazy. I noticed you were so close to it, and right there was the building, but there was like no action. I seen no earth moving equipment, no.
I didn't see any of that, and if you watch my YouTube video, when I'm walking there, I'm walking right down the street towards it. I didn't see one dump truck. I didn't see any backhoes. I didn't see a damn thing.
In these third world countries, you'll notice when they have these earthquakes and they build fall, they got excavators there immediately. They're pulling rubble back. They're trying to, you ain't getting nothing done unless you're moving something. But
yeah. I mean, maybe the people, they have that one. They pulled that kid out in the beginning that was in the sandwich part. To me, it seems like they just wrote all those people off, and then they started digging a trench down in the garage or something. But they got every fire supposedly, at least the first day. They had every firefighter in Miami, which is a humongous metropolis there. What are they doing? Why aren't they just picking up concrete and walking away with it and try to? Does it seem weird to you what's going on there?
I didn't see where they didn't have a human chain of picking up concrete.
I didn't see that at all. I didn't see anything like that.
So I don't see where anybody in any of that radius there, say for 5 miles, if I was in a high rise right now, I'd be worrying about the bottom falling out of my building.
I'd get the hell out of there. Good luck. I feel bad for these people because the property values are probably going to tank, and it's probably pretty hard to sell right now. But I wouldn't be in those. I wouldn't be in those buildings.
I lived down there in southern Florida, and then we moved back here about 5 years ago. But when we were down there, the sinkholes were popping up everywhere. I got worried about, where the hell I was.
I know. I heard one guy, they were talking about how they were hearing creaking in the building all the time, and then somebody saw the swimming pool sink, and then the building fell. I mean, it was just, we're hearing these terrible stories, and they're, and we'll find out exactly what was responsible for it. But I got to tell you, now, I'm prepared to be 150% wrong on this, but I just doesn't seem like those first responders down there are doing much.
That boy that was saved, he was saved by a guy walking his dog. Him and his friend heard the boy moaning.
Really? I didn't know that.
And all the first responders were on the front of the building.
Well, when it comes to government, okay, the best of the best work in the private sector. And anyone who works for the government, one of the main reasons they work there is, to drag their feet and to be, So anyone that's anyone that's involved in government, and when they brought, they had this weird press conference yesterday. I don't know who it was. I can't remember which one of the leaders down there it was, but they said that they had talked to the Israelis and they told them they did everything right. Well, that tells me that they're getting a lot of heat down there, and then they bring the families in the buses to look. We are doing something. No, I'm sorry. The first. I know we're conservatives and we're supposed to support first responders, and we do, but that to me looks like just a disaster down there of incompetence.
Well, we have such a bureaucracy. I've seen people. I said, hey, you got your golden that golden hour to save somebody, you know, to get them to the hospital, and then they're sitting here and they're blocking traffic and they're doing all this, but yet they're not making no...
Well, I mean, you remember on 9/11, people drove hundreds of miles on their own. They just got in the cars from all over the East Coast and went to New York City, and they started just picking crap up. You know, not all this, well, we've got infrared, and we've got this thing going, and this technology. Get your hands dirty and get out of the lounge chairs and start picking up rock. Maybe too late for that now, but there really needs to be, you know, an investigation into the first responders' response.
Yeah. I mean, I noticed that. You know, well, I was surprised when that guy said they had to go around to the front of the building, get a fireman, bring him around back, and show him, hey, here's a little boy's hand. We got a hold up right here. He's right here.
What do you think it is with all the people in the neighborhood acting like it's any other Saturday when I was there? What do you think that's about?
Well, that's what's the matter with America right now. I mean, you know, our country's in a free fall right now, and I really, truly believe there's only 20% of people that's even paying attention. Because I went to church last Sunday, and I just noticed all my friends, they were just like, life was going on so normal, like our rights wasn't being wiped off the face of the earth right now. Our freedom of everything was, as I said, like they never watched the news.
Mike, $5 super sticker. Thank you. Thanks, Plumber Mike.
Normal.
Well, you know, if you watch my video I made down there, you know, there's the police line where they stop you. There's hardly anybody there.
Like food and drinks for the...
Yeah. I mean, you know, if that were my neighborhood, I'd be there wanting to help. I was kind of like in a... When I was down there, after I realized I was in the right spot, and I'm serious, I thought, this is so strange. This can't be the right area. I must be in the wrong spot. And I got out my phone and I checked my maps. And like, no, that's it. You know, I mean, it's right there. And then I saw some smoke coming out briefly, you know, and I was like, okay, that's it. And I see people walking around with their families and the dog walkers and the bicyclists. And I'm like, what is up with these freaking people here in Surfside? It's very weird. They're weirdos down there. I mean,
we went there too, though. If you look in your video, they were looking out at the ocean and not towards the building.
I know. I couldn't believe. Yeah, I know.
I mean, they didn't want to mess up their vacation time or their 2 weeks there.
You know, that particular area, I don't know how much of those are vacation people, because those weren't really hotels too much. Those are like residences.
They may be timeshares too. So.
Yeah, they could be. Language outlets, and the mainstream media are like a mile and a half up the road, nowhere near the place.
And you see no helicopters trying to get overhead shots or nothing.
There's one helicopter that's kind of like a pool camera, but the press, you know, I show this in the video. The on-air reporters, they sit in the cars between reports in the air conditioning so that their makeup doesn't get messed up, you know. And the cameramen sit on the sidewalk. So what do? They wait to get the press release to regurgitate? I didn't see anyone from the media out there at as close as you could get to the site saying, what the hell's going on here? What the hell's going on here? What? You know, I couldn't believe that there were not trucks filled with concrete they had removed from the site driving away. I remember on 9/11, they were truck after truck of crap was being driven away to make room. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I mean, I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I got to tell you what I think. It just seems strange. Hey, thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hey, it's Al. Karen Craig. The Karen in you is out today. I figured you would figure out a way to Karenize this. You're answering your own questions, Brian. No one's doing anything because no one can do anything. It's all blocked off by the professionals.
But the professionals don't seem to be doing much.
That's because you're nowhere near it. and you don't.
No, I can see the. Oh, okay. Then you tell me what they're doing.
You don't understand.
Well, then help me understand, Al. Help me understand, Al.
The government is crap. But the leader of your government is your DeSantis love.
Oh, Ron DeSantis. He's the head of the okay. I did not know this. I thought he was the governor. Not. Oh.
Only.
Oh, excuse me. Listen here. You're not going to call in and use racial slurs, which Karen is a racial slur, by the way, and then not let me talk. You know. Well, it's talk radio, stupid. What are we supposed to do? Play a country song? You know, Karen is a racial slur. For white women, it's like the N-word. Shame on you. Shame on you. Karen is a racial slur.
Anything right. He's the only one doing anything.
Well, Ron DeSantis is the governor of Florida. He's not the head of the Miami-Dade County Fire Rescue Division, or FEMA. He immediately declared it a disaster area, okay, to allow them to have access to whatever they needed. That's what you do as governor. But I want to get back to this thing of calling Giuliani. Okay, but I want to get back to what you said with Karen. I'm sick of this damn thing with people calling women Karen. Karen is a new racial slur for white women. It's the N-word for white women. And I understand that people like it.
To be in Palestine, helping. But they bombed to death out of their rubble. If anything,
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're saying what happened in Surfside was payback for Palestine? Oh my goodness! The anti-Semites come out of the closet. Goodbye. This is not a place where anti-Semitism is tolerated, Al. He's getting his anti-Semitism in there. And then he started with his anti-white racial slur. I'm so sick of this Karen crap. It's a new racial slur. It's being used very liberally by liberals. All right, let's take our break. Got some other things I want to bring up, but I certainly want to hear your thoughts for what's going on down there in Miami and Surfside. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show, on the radio since 1977. We'll be right back.
Here, the hot weather, it's in the mid-90s in the middle of the day, and that's what the actual temperature is. The heat index, much higher than that. That means your air conditioner is going to work harder and harder, driving up your electric bill. And on the line, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, who's going to save you big, big money on your electric bill. Tell them how you're going to do it, Scott.
Hey, Brian. Well, we do it with the radiant barrier installation and making sure that none of your air conditioning ducts are leaking into your attic. But I have Rebecca on the line with me, who's a longtime Steve Kane listener, and we had the pleasure of going up and doing a whole attic package for her at her house on Wednesday of this week, and we put all new ducts in for radiant barrier and all new insulation, and she just wants to tell you how her experience was.
Good morning. I wanted to let you know that this morning, first of all, the people that came out, his crew were very, very polite. And they did the work. It's a very difficult job to go up in an attic, pull out all the old ducts, come in and put in all new ducts.
Press 1 if you think Karen is a racial slur. 2, it's not. Because I think it is. By the way, if you all like the video, if you haven't, make sure you like the video. Well, I can't turn the show over to people. Professional radio show. You can't just turn the show over. Oh, here this guy called in. It's your show now. Yeah, it is. Most everyone agrees. Yeah. Most people agree. There's no 3. See the bigger picture? Oh, okay. Whatever.
1500. 954-939-1500. That's Scott from Cut My Kilowatts.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South.
Well, I tell you what, Robert, you get your own radio show, you can run it any way you want. All right? Why don't you do that? Get your own YouTube channel, get your radio show, the Robert YouTube channel, and then you can stop bitching and do whatever you want. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. All right, it's 38 minutes after the hour. All right, let me talk about this Gwen Berry. Here you got a girl, she's talking about systemic racism, and she's turning her back on the flag and holding up a shirt that says athlete, whatever it says. Here she is, making a living, right? Playing a game, right? Playing games, and she's talking about systemic racism. You know, and this thing about Gwen Berry, okay? I never heard of her until yesterday. I had to Google to make sure I can remember. I keep forgetting her name. I've never heard of her before. I pulled up her Twitter. Her Twitter picture is George Floyd, and this is her description on her Twitter. 2016 Olympian, indoor world record holder, Tokyo 2020 hopeful. Sponsor me. New York Athletic Club pro athlete. Email me, and then her email. Okay. This is what I wonder with Gwen Berry. I've never heard of her until like yesterday. Okay? You know, now everybody's talking about her. Very famous, just like Patti LuPone from the soccer team, the women's soccer team that lost to the middle school boys team, and now she's a Victoria's Secrets model. Oh my goodness. The thing with Gwen Berry, here's my question to you. Here she is asking for sponsorships on the Twitter here. Does she really give a damn about what she claims with the flag and I'm playing a game, I'm running around the field, this is what I do for a living, but this country is terrible? You know? Does she really mean what she says about systemic racism and the flag and all this stuff? Or is she just pretending to make herself well-known and to make money? I think it's more on the pretending to get famous and make money, and she's doing it early. Now, with Biden in the White House, he'll probably give her his own medal. Here you go! You know. But just a pathetic. She had the T-shirt ready, so she had this whole thing plotted out. I guess the first one that gets on the first Olympic team member that gets on the Hate America thing first gets paid first. So she's out there pretty early. I will not be rooting for Gwen Berry to win anything. Okay? If there's no other Americans on the team, I'll be rooting for the other countries before I would root for her representing our country. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Robert Pence in Kentucky.
Hey, Robert in Kentucky, what's up?
Hey, just a couple of things on the fact that nobody much is doing anything down there. It doesn't really surprise me, man. I mean, look at the lawlessness in the world. And the Bible talks about the time when the lawlessness and people's love will grow cold. You know, and that seems to be the problem, that people don't have a...
Well, you've seen now this thing, the building collapse. You've seen it on TV in Kentucky. I mean, what does it look like to you? Does it look like they're doing much to you down there, or did they just kind of chill out? I mean, does it look like they're moving fast enough to you?
No, they're. I mean, you know, when they first showed it, they showed like when they were pulling the boy out. But other than that, that's the only action you really see.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you hear about where they set that 40,000-pound bomb off?
Now, there's no conspiracy around the building collapse. I know people are talking about McCaffrey. People's talking about the Navy. That's all nonsense. It wasn't a Navy demolition, and McCaffrey didn't have an apartment there. And even if he did, they knew he was in Spain. You know, there's no conspiracy to the building collapse.
it was already weakened, and it caused that explosion.
No, that's that. No. I know I'm hearing all these different things. I know I'm hearing all these things. There's no conspiracy. Probably what it is public corruption down there. I mean, I mentioned this on the air Friday, and they're trying to blame and already after I made the prediction, they're trying to blame climate change on the collapse. The rising seas and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I've always wondered about all these buildings on the beach. It's just sand there, and in Florida, what do we have? Limestone, which is soft. It never seemed safe to me. Like in New York, I know Manhattan, but they have harder rock up in New York than we have here.
Yep.
I mean, you've seen these things. You've seen these disasters happen, like Oklahoma City, 9/11. I didn't hear them talk about using sonar and infrared. They just got there and started picking up concrete and moving it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that part of it is kind of amazing that, there hadn't been, like, coverage 24/7 on it until they found.
Am I being too hard on these people?
No, I don't think so, because like I said, it seems to me that there should be coverage 24/7 showing, what they're doing down there. And
they're not doing much. They're not doing much because that's... what's this deal with the one family that are getting the phone calls from the grandparents? You've seen this?
I saw something about it.
Yeah, I've never heard of such a thing. And if you haven't heard this, there's one family, since this disaster happened, the grandparents were in the building, and they have not been recovered yet, and they keep getting calls from the phone number. Very weird. I've never heard of anything like that happening.
No, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, but our last caller out, anti-Semitism and anti-white racism, all in the same call.
I know the building was weak. I just wondered if maybe the explosion had something to do with it.
No, it had nothing to do. There's so many of these people online that come up with these. Everything's a conspiracy to them. Everything's a conspiracy. Not everything's a conspiracy. And if there was a conspiracy, why would they conspire to knock down some old building? I mean, this is it's obviously a nice location on the beach, but this wasn't one of the big, massive, expensive high rises down in Miami Beach. It doesn't make any sense. All right, listen, I'm going to take the last break of this hour. We'll come back, take some more calls. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE 1-888-465-2631. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll be back with your calls right after this.
My name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Attention seniors, Debbie from I Will Advisors has launched I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will make all of your doctor's appointments for you, handle your pharmacy issues, including refills, billing problems. They'll even make sure your prescriptions are filled. They'll review your doctor's bills to make sure they are correct. If you're in the hospital and you need an advocate to get the care you need, I Will Advocates, they'll do that too. They'll handle your Medicare and Medicaid applications, and that's just the beginning. They do a lot more too. Give Debbie and her team at I Will Advocates a call right now. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Online, IWillAdvocates.com. Never worry about your health care ever again. Let I Will Advocates handle everything for you. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right, now there is a flash sale going on at MyPillow.com on the 6-piece MyPillow towel sets. You know, Mike Lindell was at the Trump rally. Did you guys see Mike Lindell at the Trump rally? Absolutely. He was on Right Side Broadcasting early on talking. And there is a flash sale on the MyPillow towel set. So, this one, you want to take advantage of this right now because this is definitely going to be going away real quick. The MyPillow towel set, regular price $109.99, and for a very limited time, with the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, just $39.99. Comes in many different colors, 2, 4, 6, 8, like 9, 10 different colors. Just $39.99 for the 6-piece MyPillow towel set. Regular price $109.99, and then you'll see a pop-up screen will come up to save another $10 off. So you can actually get that towel set for $29.99 with this flash sale. Again, the regular price is $109.99. So go to MyPillow.com and take advantage of that. Oh, by the way, listeners of ours in Canada and the United Kingdom, the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, works for you too. Okay, so make sure you use that promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. You can also order by phone, 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Good morning, Brian.
Yep, go ahead.
First of all, Al called up and the athlete that you brought up the athlete.
Yeah, Gwen Berry.
I think the United States should have thrown her off the team.
Yeah, but we're being run by these anti-American people right now. They'll give her a special gold medal for trashing the flag.
Yeah, I would throw her immediately off the team, but then they would be called racist, which they're called anyway, because she's called us a whole country.
Yeah.
I don't know why they're not kicked off immediately. To me, you forfeit your position as soon as you do that crap. As for what's going on in Miami, I've been watching it like a regular, I'm like on it like crazy. There's a guy on YouTube, and he works as a restorer. I think he's an engineer. He works for a firm on Tampa side of Florida. He said he's been doing videos analyzing everything because they're sending him in paper. And he said, this global warming is a bunch of crap and everything else. He says that you're gonna come down to terrible maintenance of that building.
Oh yeah, and corrupt local officials. But what do you think's going on with the first responders?
I think they're doing a wonderful job.
What are they? When's the last time they pulled someone out?
They're not. Here's the deal. You look at it. You were down there, okay, but they wouldn't let you get close. But from the sky and everything else, it's such a they've compressed 12 floors in the.
I know. They're like a sandwich effect. I know.
But those are big slabs, and they're giant slabs that actually stayed together, which is amazing. It's the part that all the little pieces was on fire, but the main part that stayed together, like a piano, it looks like a piano keys. So they got to be very.
Listen, I got pretty close. I managed to get about 2 blocks away, which is closer than anyone in the media was. The media are 2 miles up the road in their air conditioning cars between reports, fake news media, and I didn't see any dump trucks with rubble. And what do you make of the people down in the neighborhood acting like it's a normal weekend?
Yeah, there's no concern.
Bunch of weirdos down there in Surfside. I'm sorry.
You said they made the media move. I don't know if you know that.
The media, I showed this in my YouTube video. The media, the reporters sit in their cars with the cars running in the air conditioner. By the way, what's the carbon footprint for that? While the camera guys sit out in the Florida sun, all they're worried about is their hair and makeup. And then they get a press release. They get a press release, and then they read it as the news. They don't even bother to try to even get close to anything down there.
Well, they've been moved. They've been told to get away because.
Oh yeah, really? Is that what reporters do? You think Woodward and Bernstein? Get away, Woodward and Bernstein.
I've seen that happen in Hollywood. Right on my block, there was a murder and a stabbing in Hollywood.
What we have is state-controlled media that only report what they're like Pravda during the Soviet Union. They just get a little press release, and then that's the news. They don't go out and interview or talk to anyone. I didn't see any reporters talking to anyone in the street You know, and these weirdos, they don't want you to see the cars that they sit in all day, so they stand on boxes, so they're above the cars, so it looks like they're in front of the building. They're like 2 miles away from the building, and they sit on their ass all day until they get the next press release. The media down there suck. They're not asking any questions.
I have to tell you this. My opinion, well, it was terrible maintenance on that building. You could see. But that one city guy, he's not with them anymore. He said, "Oh, the building's in great shape." But the first report said it needed work immediately because it was in terrible shape. So it was contradictory, and they didn't want to spend the money.
Well, you know, look at what when the press conference yesterday, and the one guy said that he had talked to the Israelis, and they told him he did everything right. You know, I mean, pathetic. And then they bring the families over. Look, see, we're doing something. Please.
What would you do differently?
I would have people. I would be bringing out the concrete, digging it out like they did at every other Oklahoma City and 9/11. I'd be digging it out. That's what I would think they would do. That's what they did at Oklahoma City. That's what they did on Ground Zero.
There's one major difference, okay, and I'll tell you what the major difference is.
It wasn't Miami.
Not just Miami. The fact is there's another building standing there that they're under, and that could come down at any moment. They got lasers on that particular building.
I know, they got all these they got lasers, they got infrared. You know, how about getting your hands dirty and picking crap up and digging it out? Where's the backhoes?
I'll give you my theory of what happened real quick, and then I'll hang up.
Oh, okay.
You know what happens with sinkholes in Florida when water gets into even like streets and cars go over them and trucks, there's a stress, and then all of a sudden there's a big pothole.
Oh, so Michelle Lynn, you're a big expert on demolitions.
That's what happened with this building. I believe that pool leaked into the foundation and created
the pool leak. I know. I heard people talk about the pool. How about the ocean leaking into the foundation?
It has to do with corrosion.
Yeah. Yeah.
For years that pool leaked.
Yeah.
That created a major sinkhole, and I think the whole building came down with that because just...
Well, I'll tell you this. If I were in any of those buildings next door around there, I'd get the hell out of there.
I'd be the first one out.
You didn't see me go near any of those damn buildings. All right, take care, Richie. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. What's your name?
Hi, this is Arya from Boca.
Yeah.
I just want to comment something. I was watching I'm watching CBS, the golf sermon yesterday, and there was an interruption of, in terms of bringing updates what's happening in Miami. And my favorite congresswoman, I'm being sarcastic, Wasserman Schultz, pulls up to the front and she thanks the Mexican government for helping out with recovery. Can you imagine that?
The Mexican government's helping us with that in Miami?
Wrong. In Miami.
What the hell? What do we got the Mexicans there for?
Government, okay, made a political issue. Again, I'm not commenting against what's happening down there.
If they're gonna call some help in, don't call Mexico. I mean, I know they've got a special team in New York City that deals with this because the Trade Center got hit twice. But what's your opinion of what we're seeing down there? Am I being too hard on these guys?
No, not at all. I don't think you're being hard. It's a tragedy. It's very difficult to deal with. But my situation is that it's being politicized as usual. For the congresswoman to come up to the front and thank
the Mexicans.
The Mexican government.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And by the way, has she gotten the mayor of Fort Lauderdale to apologize for blaming Christians for that car accident at the Gay Pride Parade the week before?
I'm not into really Miami politics, whatever, but the next person that came out to the news conference was the mayor of Miami. And his first reaction was, I guess he saw the correction because of the votes, and he thanked the state of Israel for sending first responders.
Well, that area is a huge Orthodox community, and they were all walking to Temple when I went down there on Saturday. It's humongous. Orthodox Jewish community in that part of the beach. That's why the earlier caller Al came out with the anti-Semitic comments. You know, that's why the Israeli, yeah, you didn't miss much, but that's why the Israelis are getting involved. But this is America. I mean, you know, the Miami-Dade Fire Department, that's a huge metropolis. They've got how many fire departments down there? Why do they need help from Israel and Mexico? They don't have enough down there to handle this? I mean, you know what? They got all kinds of equipment for hurricanes and everything else.
I agree with you. I'm just.
All right, appreciate the call. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Morning, Brian. It's Jeff from the Ranches.
Yeah, Jeff.
Hey, just want to talk a little bit about the guys on the ground down there. Those collapses with those tons and hundreds of tons of concrete that's just laying inches apart is so bad. It's almost like that game of Jenga with the building and next to it. The structure's already compromised. It's the same builder, so we know that there's already.
The whole area should be evacuated. At least a square block around it should be evacuated.
Well, that building, day one, and the mirrored building right down the street, and it's lack of maintenance because the inspections were there and the information is there. It was just the owners not wanting to spend the money.
Well, what is your take on the first responders' response?
So here's how it works out. There's very little voids in a pancake collapse, and what they do is they go in. One person crawls through little tiny holes and pulls out little pieces at a time, wherever they find any evidence that there could be somebody. And there's multiple teams working 16 hours. These guys don't get much of a break. That's why they bring in Task Force 1, Task Force 2 brings in a backup task force team, so they will get an 8-hour break a day. They don't stop. And it's kind of like that game Jenga. If you go in there and start pulling concrete out too soon, you'll get additional collapses on top of the rest.
Well, now it's a little too late. I mean, what are the odds that anybody's left alive in there now, right?
Very, very small.
I mean, you gotta take some risks to save some lives. I mean, I'm sorry.
Look, these guys are in there. They're going in 10, 20 feet crawling.
What do you think about how the people in the neighborhood were acting like it was any other weekend?
This is a tragedy, and I right away immediately thought there would be 150 to 200 people. It's just that these are so tragic when they pancake collapses like that with tons and tons and tons of concrete and steel, and then unsecured buildings, and there's voids that are collapsed internally, and then you're dealing with all kinds of other steel objects. If you look at the rebar, it's not little rebar, it's 1-inch rebar that's just been ripped apart, twisted, and shredded. And there's cables, there's so much cable in these buildings, you're going to get stuck and caught.
Well, maybe I'm being too hard, but my opinion is that government is incompetent, and you've got too many conflicting agencies and people down there. You've got the comptroller, you got the CFO of Florida, you got the mayor of Surfside, the Dade mayor, and
Yep.
There's too many chiefs and not enough Indians.
It is terrible, and it's a shame that the maintenance was not done at 40%.
And I'm watching these people, they look like they're heading off to Pilates class down there. I mean, what the hell? If that were in my neighborhood, I'd be out, I don't know what I'd be doing, but I wouldn't be going to the mall and ordering mimosa at the Bal Harbor shops.
No, it's terrible. And yesterday I talked with the family that the grandparents are getting the phone calls, and that's terrible. It's probably...
Now, what do you make of that? Why's the phone ringing?
I think it's a short circuit. I think
the
problem that's continual, that's a loop.
I've never heard of something like that happen. All right. I appreciate the call. All right, take care. It's 7:01. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. On the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear.
Well, call in and talk about the bombing of Iran, Debbie.
Absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van.
I'm more concerned about dead people and dying people in the community than Iran. Right now. You know?
Tires for my daughter Emily's car.
But that's just me.
At the shops around town.
You know?
Price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net. Attention seniors, Debbie from I Will Advisors has launched I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will make all of your doctor's appointments for you, handle your pharmacy issues, including refills, billing problems. They'll even make sure your prescriptions are filled. They'll review your doctor's bills to make sure they are correct. If you're in the hospital and you need an advocate to get the care you need, I Will Advocates, they'll do that too. They'll handle your Medicare and Medicaid applications, and that's just the beginning. They do a lot more too. Give Debbie and her team at I Will Advocates a call right now. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Online, iwilladvocates.com. Never worry about your health care ever again. Let I Will Advocates handle everything for you. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Hey guys, Brian Craig here. I have the MyPillow slippers at Mike Lindell. He's right. These are the most comfortable slippers I've ever worn. And you can get them for 40% off at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. One of our listeners called in on the air and told us about his experience with the MyPillow My Slippers.
Brian, I have the MyPillow slippers, and I have neuropathy. These are fantastic slippers.
Really? Which ones do you have? Which style do you have?
The fur-lined one.
Oh, the slip-on fur-lined ones?
Yeah, inside, outside.
What is neuropathy and what are the symptoms?
Well, the nerves in your feet start going bad, and it affects your balance, and it's painful.
So you're wearing the MyPillow My Slippers, which, by the way, 40% off with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, and it's helped with your neuropathy.
Yes, it is. It's much. I have to wear slippers at home. I can't go barefoot or even with socks on.
Wow.
So I have to wear that. And I also have the MyPillow pillow and the MyPillow mattress topper and the.
That mattress topper is unbelievable, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
My wife loves it.
Oh, man. I know, they're all great. Yeah, I know. And by the way, when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, 40% off the MyPillow slippers, 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper, and you get 2 free MyPillows with it, so it's great. Well, that's awesome. Order your MyPillow My Slippers 40% off with the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com, or call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate.
Well, Nancy Pelosi there in the chat room, you know, sadly, you've just lost your privileges on this channel. You cannot attack our sponsors. Yeah, sorry.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now.
All right, yeah, so one of our listeners in the YouTube chat room, Debbie, said, oh, Brian, there's more to talk about than this. Talk about the U.S. bombing Iran. Debbie, what is wrong with you? You're like these mimosa-drinking people at the Bal Harbor shops. You know? There's dead Americans in my community, maybe some still alive in the rubble, and you want me to talk about, oh, there's more to talk about than the people dying in my own community. Let's talk about the U.S. bombing Iran. What's wrong with you, Debbie? Maybe I'm in a bad mood today, but I was very disturbed by what I saw in Surfside. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, bunch of twisted people. Look what I'm hearing from the left today. You know what I wonder? I was thinking about this earlier. And I didn't say it because I wanted to think about it. What the hell? I'm gonna tell you what crossed my mind earlier. If this wasn't such an Orthodox Jewish area and was like 100% something else, would there be more outrage from the community at the Bal Harbor shops in that area down there? Because Al from Coral Springs with his anti-Semitism earlier. Is anti-Semitism that bad because it's perceived? I know not everybody in there is Jewish, but it's a very strong Orthodox Jewish area. Is there some anti-Semitism going on as to people not being so concerned down there? I just found it. I thought when I went down to Surfside, I was expecting to see a community in grief, not mimosa ordering people that are valet parking their cars, you know, and sugar daddies coming in with their girls. It was just strange to me. All right, good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning, Brian.
Yes, Andrea. Yes.
I happen to have thought the exact same thing that you did about the anti-Semitism.
That's the only thing I can think of.
It gives me like cause for pause. But this is what I think. I think my hope is that these first responders are doing the best that they can, because I watched your live stream and I thought it was disgusting that people were just sitting on the beach like any other day. But as a society, everybody just seems to be very much in their own little...
You know, it didn't, when I got there, okay, when I got there on Saturday and I saw how casual it was, I thought it was strange. Like I said, I thought I'd gotten my directions wrong, because the neighborhood seems so different, you know, than I was expecting. All I saw were people pissed off that they couldn't get their dog walked past this certain area, but I thought, okay, I don't know, it's a little weird. But then when I got back to the mall down the street, and I saw all these sugar daddies with these girls younger than their daughters, with their, you know, and all this stuff, and all the, you know, and all this partying going on, I'm like, this is sick. I just thought it was sick. I didn't have a meal down there.
This is what happens. We're like, it's a combination of being desensitized and narcissistic, right? People are just so self-involved now that it's almost like, unless something happens directly to them, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I was when I was down there in front of the emergency center where the families are, you know, I saw some people going over with cases of water, and then I saw, you know, somebody went over with pizzas. Oh, well, you've done your part. You took some pizzas over there in a 24-pack of water. I'm done now. I mean, you know, when I got there's a point where they stop you from the building where you can only go this far, you know, and there wasn't anybody there at the line, like sitting there holding hands. There was no prayer, and then when I got close to the building on the beach, and there were 2 candles there. You know, I mean, where's the candlelight? I don't see a sense of community involvement down there. I don't know. It just, what's going on down there is just strange, and it just doesn't seem, you know, it just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem any sense of community. I don't know. I don't know.
That's what happens when you have desensitization, and then you have people in the White House just stoking the flames of division. Like, now you're seeing firsthand what division looks like. Like, nobody cares about anybody else. This is the result of that. Like, you're seeing it.
Well, I think I think that if this was not an Orthodox Jewish community, I think the community down in Miami would be a little more concerned. I think if this was a place where Cuban exiles lived, or a large number of Venezuelans in the neighborhood, I think the community would be a little more outraged. That's what I think. I just don't think that. I think that because it's an Orthodox Jewish community, they don't have the same connection.
Well, you have to unity.
Yeah, I guess so. I'll tell you one thing they're big on in Miami: masks. Oh my gosh, I didn't take a mask with me, and everybody was wearing masks down there. Everybody. Hardly a person didn't have a mask on.
Same as that.
It's crazy.
The insanity of this whole thing is it's people, like what you see, this is how I see it, it's people conditioned now. Like, they're conditioned like dogs. Like, just obey. Just obey.
Well, and I'll tell you what when I saw the media, that we used to have like real reporters, where reporters would go and ask people questions. And when you see, if you watch my YouTube video, I go through Media Row, and it's what I told a caller in the last hour. The media, they just sit there waiting to get the press release to regurgitate as news. They don't go and ask anybody questions. They don't really, unless it's DeSantis. They're trying to blame everything on DeSantis, which is absurd. But they just sit around and wait for the press release and then regurgitate it.
Right, because they're lazy, and then their own, like, they have a narrative to push. So that's what they're going to do. There's not going to be any investigative journalism.
Yeah.
Right? They're propagandists. They're not media. They're just propagandists.
Yeah.
To speak quickly on Gwen Berry.
Oh, yeah.
She should absolutely, positively be immediately eliminated. Just immediately.
Yeah, but who's going to eliminate her? This anti-American crew in the White House that agree with her?
I think that if enough people start pushing back, and that's what has to happen, enough people need to start condemning this and pushing back against this and not letting it take a foothold, because now she's the second one. Who was that BMX, the transgender BMX rider?
Yeah, that's the one that got tossed out, too much testosterone or something.
I just want to burn the American flag on the podium.
Yeah.
Really? Really?
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, to do that in Japan, after, what that flag had to, what people honoring that flag had to do against Japan. These are just, listen, young black Americans hate white people. They hate this country. They've been brainwashed to hate both, and they don't even know what it is they're saying. Now, Gwen Berry, though, because I told you, I went to her Twitter, and she's asking for sponsorship, and she has like a personal email to send her money, if you want to sponsor her or something. I don't think she believes in any of this. I think she's just getting on this anti-American thing to become everybody. I never heard of her before yesterday. Never heard her name before. All right, so she's famous, and she's trying to get on the anti-American gravy train here of support early on before somebody else beats her to it.
Well, here's the thing now. All of this new narrative has become the new grift, right? So BLM was one grift. Now this is going to be another.
Well, anti-whiteness and systematic racism pays well. The BLM founder has how many millions of dollars in property? So so
in white neighborhoods.
Yeah.
So you're so all up,
But systematic racism, if she's a victim of systematic racism, I wish someone would discriminate against me.
Exactly. But it's the new grift. It's a way to money launderers.
Yeah.
Candace Owens, who I don't, I like her. I think that she's a very smart, bright young woman. I was shocked. She exposed Kimberly Klacik for, the grifter that she was.
Yeah. Well, Gwen Berry is going to be celebrated. Even if she doesn't win a medal, she'll be celebrated. She'll be on all the talk shows. She'll be with the ladies on The View. Jimmy Kimmel will have her on. And who's that guy that's on the CBS show that acts like Bill O'Reilly that has no time? I forgot what that guy's name is. You know what I'm talking about. He had Jon Stewart on. She'll do all the talk shows even if she doesn't win a medal. Here she is. When she makes a living playing, running around, right? And she's talking about systemic racism. Are you kidding me?
Right. But this is what I would, personally, I would like to see. I would like to see a massive backlash against this. And what I mean by that is, I need.
Please, Kamala is likely to get together with Biden and give her a special gold medal for the courage to stand up and trash the flag. All right, Andre, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. It's 17 minutes after the hour. We'll take a break and be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire and Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him what you drive and he will give you a great low price right over the phone at 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the BioStation West Delray. At BioStation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, so the lowlife Washington Post, which is a scummy newspaper, okay, but the Washington Post, citing two people familiar with the matter, said the deadline, there's been a deadline given for the Trump Organization, the deadline's today, to persuade New York prosecutors not to file charges over its financial dealings, blah, blah, blah. Here's what you got in New York, okay? You got a bunch of corrupt public officials that are the Attorney General and state's attorneys and all this crap, and they ran on the premise of going after Trump. How about going after the people that are shooting up the city? You know, the Democrat Party, the biggest problem, the Republican Party made a big mistake in 1865 after the Civil War when they didn't outlaw the Democrat Party. That are voters. I've been hearing liberal voters talk for many, many years about too much corporate interest and special interest in politics. Here you have Donald Trump, whose only accountability are to the voters, and you're out there trashing him all the time. Don't you understand the reason that these lowlives in New York and these lowlives in the media and everyone else that are after him all the time are after him because the donors were cut? You know, this spending bill that's being debated. You know what that is? It's payoffs to the donors. When Trump was president for 4 years, the politicians couldn't get the money to the donors. See, listen, the politicians this is legal, okay? But they make the laws, and they make the laws to benefit themselves. They have a legal money laundering operation going on. You donate as much money as you're allowed to by law, and they'll give it back to you in government money many times over. So, this bill, everyone's debating the bill and everything else. This was going to get passed. Oh, it's only $1 trillion. We want whatever the amount is. It's, the Republicans are just as bad. Okay? The reason they're after Donald Trump is because the powers that be, the corporate interests, the donors, they lost control. They couldn't get their corrupt government money paid. Remember, like when Obama first became president? He had all this green crap going on, right? The carbon tax, and there was that company, Solyndra, that got all that green money. Don't you understand? It's a racket. It's a complete racket. And it was cut off for a while when Trump was president. And they couldn't have it. So they're continually going after him. I watched that rally in Ohio. It was amazing. There were like 50,000 people there. I was watching on Right Side Broadcasting on YouTube, and the girl from Right Side Broadcasting, I don't know her name, she was going down the line. It took her like 3 hours to walk down the line to get into the Trump rally in Ohio. And Fox News didn't carry it. I mean, I like Judge Jeanine, but no one gives a damn what you're saying, Judge Jeanine, when Trump's giving a rally. And that was President Trump's truly first rally since leaving office. And Fox News didn't carry it? Tucker Carlson's doing good stuff, don't get me wrong. But Fox News, shame on them. And they should be called out. Newsmax carried it. I understand One American News carried it. And I was watching, who's that guy on the weekend? Howie Kurtz. Is that the guy's name that does the media show on Fox over the weekend? And he made a reference to the rally, and he says Fox News did not carry it. Some smaller cable outlets did. Well, they're not going to be smaller for long, you jerk, for not carrying the Trump rally. Screw Fox, and I'm going to support Tucker Carlson, but that's it. That's it. Shame on them. Oh, some smaller outlets carried it, but we didn't. Yeah, because you're fake. Fox News, you're fake. Fox News is fake news outside of their primetime lineup. Unbelievable. Right Side Broadcasting had a satellite truck there to keep their internet feed going. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'd like to hear a caller call Bongino today and ask him why Fox News didn't carry it. Was Bongino's show on? How insulting. How insulting. Fox News is number one, not because of them, because of us. I'm not big on One American News. I know a lot of you guys get upset with this. One American News is mostly boring. Newsmax is more discussion than news, but I like Newsmax a lot. I like Tucker a lot, but screw Fox News. They suck. They're traitors. We made them number one. They didn't carry the damn speech. And then I hear Howie Kurtz say, well, some smaller outlets did. Yeah, I'd like to compare those smaller outlets' ratings to you. I'd love to see I looked for this, and I had not seen it yesterday or this morning, a comparison between the Fox News ratings Saturday night and Fox News and Right Side Broadcasting's ratings. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name?
Doug.
Yeah, Doug.
I got to agree, man. This Fox is really disappointing that they didn't have it on. But I watched it first. I tried watching it on American News, but the camera was out of focus, so I went over to Newsmax to watch it. But
Heather Childers over there, Newsmax did very well. They didn't have the staff to do commentary after. Unfortunately, I was hoping to hear some analysis after. They weren't really set up for that on Newsmax, but they carried it. And so did Right Side Broadcasting. Millions of people watched that on Saturday night, and Fox didn't carry it. And their arrogant attitude is, well, if we don't, it's like if a tree falls in the woods and no one's there to hear it. Screw Fox News. Fake news, Fox News.
Last week had a reporter from Fox News that left Fox News because Fox News was stopping her from reporting
Jacqueline,
certain
$20
things
super
that
chat.
they
Thank
didn't
you.
want
Thank
to show.
Jacqueline.
So,
Wesley,
Fox
$5.
News has just become,
Everyone thank Wesley.
The new MSNBC, I think. And if it wasn't for Tucker and Hannity, I'd never put it on.
Well, I watch everything because I need to know what's going on, to be informed for my job. But shame on Fox News. And I watch Fox, their Sunday morning Fox and Friends. I didn't even hear a mention of the rally. And then that Neil Cavuto, who looks like Danny DeVito's Penguin from the Batman movies, in a suit, waddles out there. He wasn't even talking about. And then Maria Bartiromo came on. She wasn't talking about it.
Don't talk about it because we didn't carry it. That's why I watch anything but Fox News. And I think that it's just a matter of time. One American News
Well, One American News needs to get some new people on there. I'm sorry. I've supported One American News. I do subscribe to their app. I canceled it but resubscribed. But the people they have on there are terminally boring. They got a couple good people. That bald guy that does the news, and they got some good shows on there at night. But what they got going on in the day is just terminal. It's TV. You got to be interesting.
Yeah, but I tell you one thing. When I was watching in the beginning of the rally, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, I liked her before. Oh man, she was fantastic.
Yeah, she's always good. All right, Doug, take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning. Yes.
Hey, I heard your whole conversation. I wasn't sure if I was on. This is Carolyn and Dawn from.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
I'm good, honey. And I just have to say, half the people thought like we did. And everything you say is so spot on. And anybody that wants to burn the flag should move to another country, and then they won't have the freedom to speak their mind, which is really stupid.
I'm talking about this Gwen Berry, the Olympic. Here she is making a living, running around playing games, and she's talking about systemic racism.
It makes me sick.
Yeah.
What our country's turning into and
I'm trying. I don't know the girl's name, but I was telling my wife there's this. I was watching the ladies track on NBC Sports over the weekend, and there's this one girl. There's this one girl who's she graduated Harvard. She's in graduate school and she's on the track team. If systematic racism exists, how did she graduate Harvard? How's she in grad school and going to the Olympics? See the difference between her and Gwen Berry. I can't remember the girl's name. If you guys know who I'm talking about, the difference between Gwen Berry and that girl is she's gone to college. She's got the degree. She's in graduate school, so she'll make a living. Gwen Berry has no skills other than running around like a kid, so she's got to get on this racist gravy train to try to make some money.
She just like the vice president slept her.
Well, I don't know if you sleep your way through Olympic trials. You'd have to sleep with everybody you're competing against and get them to lose.
Oh, Brian, I love you. I love.
What do you think about what's going on in Miami? Did you hear me talking about that earlier? Any thoughts? I mean, is it? I mean, when you say unbelievable, what aspect of it? The slow response of the first responders?
Basically, I'm just. They did a better job with the Twin Towers than they're doing with the.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It hurt my heart what's going on in this country, and it's really wrong.
Yeah, it is. And I'm sorry. I support first responders, but come on. Taking too long down there. Now it's too late, probably. Government workers, okay? Government workers are, incompetent. The best people work in the private sector. When on Friday they brought in this team that's the same unit that responded to Oklahoma City, different guys because it was so long ago. And I thought, oh wow, this is amazing. And what are they doing? It's been about 4 days. Listen, Dade County is a Democrat county. It's a Democrat county. And where there are Democrats, there's incompetence and corruption. And we don't know exactly why the building came down and this or that, but it'll boil down to corruption at some level, corruption. And what I'm seeing with this, when I'm seeing from the first responders down there, they're working, they're digging their trenches and all this stuff, but I mean, come on, come on. It just doesn't seem this isn't what they did in Oklahoma City. I talked about this in the first hour. Yesterday and Saturday, I pulled up on YouTube Oklahoma City to see, well, maybe my recollection, it's been a long time. When Oklahoma City happened, there were people there picking up rock, picking up concrete. That building had partially collapsed too. I didn't see them sitting around with computer programs. I don't know. Maybe I'm too hard. What do you make of this community down there being so hanging like nothing happened?
There's so many things. I'm so disappointed in our country lately, and I agree with absolutely everything.
Well, that's good. That's great.
Mindset.
Well, listen, I got to run, but I appreciate it. All right. Take care. 33 minutes after the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. That's right. Oh, man. We'll be back right after this.
Checked the temperature this morning before I left. The high today is going to be almost 90 degrees here in South Florida. The hot weather, it's already here, and it's only going to get hotter. On the line from Cut My Kilowatts, we have Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. He's going to tell you how he can save you big money on your electric bill.
We're facing the onslaught of summer here, and a lot of people are going to be noticing that, if they haven't noticed already, that their air conditioner is just running nonstop, fighting to keep the house cool. A lot of times the air conditioner can't even keep up with the heat gain. You'll have the temperature set in your house at 74, and you'll look at the thermostat, it'll be at 76 or 77 or even 70.
Steve Kane Show.
Yeah.
Even as high as 80.
Hi.
So what we do is cutmykilowatts.com, and we've been doing radiant barrier in South Florida for 10 years. We did Steve Kane's house probably 10 years ago when I first started doing this in South Florida. Radiant barrier stops the heat gain in the house, lowers the temperature in the attic 30 to 40 degrees, literally cuts the AC runtime in half, and get a lot of money.
Let's explain to people what radiant barrier is. We have known Scott from Cut My Kilowatts for well over a decade. He's with us every summer here on the Steve Kane Show. In the heat of the summer, the attic, how hot does an attic get during the summer, Scott?
It can get, depending on what kind of roof it has, whether it's shingle or tile, shingle being the hottest, 140, 150, you even see 160 degrees.
Yeah, and what that does is that 150, 160 degree heat in your attic makes your ceiling hot, and of course your air conditioning ducts are in your ceiling. It heats them up, and it makes your air conditioner work longer, harder, causing your electric bill going up, struggling to keep your house cool. So Scott has the radiant barrier. So tell people what radiant barrier is and how it works.
Radiant barrier is like a big aluminum foil tarp. It goes on the underside of the roof deck below the trusses, so there's an air gap so it doesn't damage the roof. And it basically just turns the heat wave that comes down off the roof around and pushes it back up out the roof. So it makes your roof function like a white shingle reflective roof. You see those white roofs on people's houses? They put them on because it cuts their electric bill 25-30%. Same thing with radiant barrier. You put it in on the underside of your roof deck. It's like $1 a square foot. And we've got a special, if you spend 2,000 square feet or more, you get an additional $500 off. So, it's very reasonable. It's very affordable. This time of year, you're getting it for half price, plus you're getting additional money off. We also do traditional insulation, and we do ductwork. So we can do like the complete job in your attic, whatever you need up in your attic. Insulation, ductwork, radiant barrier, we can do the whole package.
Now listen,
we do that for a lot of people.
It's getting hot today. It's going to be about 88, 89 degrees here in South Florida. We're not in the hottest heat of the summer yet. We will be soon. And because of that, Scott, he's offering a great discount before it gets super, super hot, because as it gets hotter and hotter, it's more difficult for his crew to work in the attic. Now, it's not quite as hot. They can get the work done faster, can spend more time in the attic. I'm going to give you Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. I'm going to give you his website and his number. If you miss this, it's listed at SteveKaneShow.com. First, you can give Scott a call at 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. Online, cutmykilowatts.com. And And again, list it at SteveKaneShow.com. Scott will save you money on your electric bill this and every summer. All right, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, have a great day. We will talk later in the week.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
All right. Only one opening on the board. I've brought up a lot of topics, so I'll keep it open. Anything I brought up this morning is fair game for you to discuss. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning, Brian.
Yes, what's your name?
This is Christine from Pennsylvania.
Hey, what's up?
Well, I just wanted to say that as far as the Miami building situation, I can't really speculate, but something is definitely suspicious with that. I mean, actions speak louder than words, and obviously if no one is out there really like even trying to clean the rubble, it doesn't appear that way according to your video that I saw, then, you know, what's going on there for real? Like, isn't people's lives more important than that?
I'm just wondering, and again, I don't know. I'm throwing this out. If there's any firefighters out there, you know, firefighters, they work 8 days a month. You know, they got a good gig. Are they depending too much on technology? Because every time they have a press conference, I just hear about some type of technology they're using, as opposed to grunt work, like physical labor work. You know what I mean? I keep hearing them talk a lot about technology.
Well, I wonder, you know, I've heard that there were a lot of people that live there that are of the Jewish community, and I wonder, does that have anything to do with it?
Anti-Semitism? I mean, I don't know. I mean, that may have something to do with the community down there acting like it was a normal Saturday, you know, which was just very disturbing to me. I was expecting, when I went down there, to see the community out there, like, really upset, and they're just, you know, riding their bikes to Pilates and all this crap. You know, it's just very weird down there. Just very weird. Well, it's a liberal town. They all had their masks on. Yeah. Democrats.
The girl, the athlete girl who wants to turn her back.
Gwen Berry, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously she's looking for some recognition and notoriety, but nothing good coming out of that. And she just is looking for attention. I think it's very narcissistic on her part and also very disrespectful.
Well, she's probably trying to get, what she's probably trying to do is go the Kaepernick route and get the endorsements. You know, I was talking about this one girl on the track team who's in graduate school, went to Harvard. She doesn't have to worry about, you know, she's got a career. Most of these athletes, once the Olympics are over, it's over. You know, so they got, you know, so she's out there trying to get some endorsement deal with Nike or something.
Deal on the front lines that our men and women fight on every day. I'd like to see how she'd handle.
Yeah, and she'll combat systemic racism by endorsing a company that makes their goods with slave labor in China.
What a shame.
Yeah, there's just, yeah.
Say that Trump looked fabulous on Saturday. He is the man. He is my favorite president in the whole wide world.
He's lost weight.
Yeah.
He looked like he's lost weight. He looked great, and he was, yeah.
He lost weight. He had good color. He looked phenomenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did. All right, Christine, take care. Thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
My name is Nancy.
Yes, Nancy.
I'm from Oklahoma.
Okay.
I remember the Oklahoma City bombing. I remember that tower or that building coming down. And I remember our first responders going in there and digging the heck out of that building.
Yeah.
And, it is awful what is going on down there in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Slow that process is going. And I think the citizens of that area are behaving so horribly that it's a disgrace.
Well, when I went down there on Saturday, and I was expecting to see dump trucks filled with debris driving away. Didn't see anything like that. Not one.
for big machinery listing, I understand that they're having to be cautious, but it seems like it's going very slow, too slow actually. And but you would think that the citizens of that area would be trying to rally, trying to hold vigils, trying to be lighting candles. We've seen more of that stuff going on for other vigils and other things that have taken place.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I was expecting to see people, I was expecting to see a line of people. You know, if you watch my video, I didn't know I did this. I walked through the police line, the police barricade, and the cops, they jumped out and stopped me. And the reason I didn't realize that was a police barricade is there was no one there. I knew I wouldn't be able to get right up to the building, that they'd have people back. But I thought when I got to that point, there'd be a line of people there with praying, doing something, and there was nothing.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There was nothing.
Do you think it might be anti-Semitism? I mean, I don't use that lightly. If that was a building filled with Venezuelans, Brazilians, do you think there might be some more sympathy from these Democrats? Is there anti-Semitism a possible factor?
Empathy from people, period. People. I mean, this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
It's just absolutely...
And by the way, when I say anti-Semitism, I'm not talking about the first responders. I'm talking about the community. If you go there, I went to the beach out in front of the building. And the families out there playing, people laying out, they got the thongs on, they're doing it. It's like a normal day at the beach when there's a grave site a couple feet away. It's sick.
It is very, very disheartening to see something like that. It's absolutely horrifying.
Yeah.
You would think there would be people there trying to pray, trying to support the first responders, trying to offer any kind of anything. Where's the support for the people who survived, for anybody that's still, trying to look for their loved ones, anything?
Well, when the two things, they did two things down there, okay, yesterday. One, they had a press conference where the guy said, he talked to the Israelis, and they told us we did everything right, just like they would do it, so that tells you they're getting heat. And then they took the families to the site to show the families, look, we're doing something, which, because the families have been up in that one center in tears screaming at these people that they're not doing enough.
Exactly. I call hockey poo. That's not.
Well, maybe we just have too many snowflake first responders that are more into apps and things like this, and not into, like when I pulled up the Oklahoma City footage on YouTube yesterday. Okay, I mean, what I saw were people getting their hands dirty.
You saw the community up there going, "Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it."
Same thing in New York on 9/11. People went to ground zero and just started lifting up rock and concrete.
Where is the community up there saying, hey?
Well, I saw them. They were at the mall. They were at the fancy mall having mimosa. Because I parked at the mall. I parked at the mall because that was as close as I could get to park. And I had to walk a few miles to get to the site. And I got there, and it was early in the morning. The mall had not really opened. And then when I left, it was open, and it was people sitting around having fancy lunches and drinks and everything else. And it was just having parties.
Our generation, well, I can't speak. I'm older than you, but maybe that is some of this issue in our country right now. Is there's not enough empathy in the younger generation, and unfortunately.
Well, I don't know, these people having the mimosas were older. They were like, guys my age and older.
Sad. That is very sad that the community isn't there saying, hey, the community needs to be up at the front line saying, hey, we need some help. You all need to get going. Go, go, go. And maybe if there was more of an outcry from just the community
Well, I'm trying. I'm doing what I can do. This is in our area here. I'll probably get some heat. People give me a hard time because I'm attacking first responders. But I was talking on the show Friday. Thursday, I saw one guy. He was sitting in a lounge chair out in front of the site. I mean, I know they got to take a break, but I didn't see anybody at Oklahoma City in lounge chairs.
No, you did not. That's correct. You did not. And if there was, and I appreciate you doing this for your community, and I'm sure your people and your listeners do too. And maybe if more people were outspoken like this, the community would get behind this and rally, and more people need to be present there and up there and off the beach. And I'm not from Florida, but I know that more people need to be present there, and I think if there was presence, that maybe some more action would happen. I'm just sorry.
Yeah, and where the hell is Biden and Kamala? Here we have this tragedy down here. Where are they?
Yes, exactly.
Biden mentioned it the other day, and he forgot. Kamala had to remind him to even mention it.
This is absolutely a tragedy in our country, and, it's horrible.
Yeah. All right, listen, I got to run for a break, but thanks for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. I think we got Nick from Baltimore on hold. So, Nick, hang in there. Let's take our last break of the second hour. You're listening. Glad to hear from people that have not called before, too. It's nice. People have very strong opinions on all this stuff. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Saddlefoot Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, near the Coral Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on The Steve Kane Show. Listen to The Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, now, there is a flash sale going on at MyPillow.com. Did you guys see Mike Lindell at the Trump rally Saturday night? He was out there with Right Side Broadcasting, and he was even called out by President Trump. There is a flash sale going on right now. This is an incredible deal. The MyPillow towel set, normally $109.99, and this flash sale that's going on with the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE at MyPillow.com, you can get the towel set for just $39.99. And you'll see there at MyPillow.com, there's an offer to save another $10 off that. So if you use promo code KANE and that other $10 off, you can actually get them for $29.99, the MyPillow towel set. And it's a great way for you out-of-town listeners to support the Steve Kane Show, is using that promo code KANE as well, KANE. You may not be able to use our local sponsors if you're around America or the world, but the promo code KANE at MyPillow.com, KANE, works in Canada and the United Kingdom as well. All right, KANE at MyPillow.com, just $39.99 for the MyPillow towel set. You can also order by phone, 800-716-4879. 800-716-4879. Nick in Baltimore, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Brian.
Hey.
I'm not too happy today because this whole thing is tragic. And You hit on something I was going to mention. You took the words right out of my mouth. Where's the president and president in all of this? You stop and think about it, and I'm not comparing it to 9/11, but you had basically a 9/11 event down there with a condominium coming down, and I don't see the type of response like you said. You have people coming in from all over in these other events, and
well, the only thing that's different is it's Jews. I think that if it was another group of people, Biden and Kamala would be more interested.
Probably right, and I also think it's ageism as well.
Ageism, really? Yeah. There,
and that's Florida, and
they've lived long enough. They tell themselves, yeah.
It's a horrible thing to say, but
what do you think? I'm being too hard on the first responders, or do they seem to be dragging their feet to you?
No, I don't think you're being too hard at all. I'm like I said, I'm very upset about it because I don't see the type of response. Like you said, I don't see people going in there, and like a lady before me was saying, they were going in there and digging people out and making an effort.
Did you see, Fredo was down there the other day from CNN, Chris Cuomo? Did you see what he was wearing? Oh my goodness. I didn't see him when I went down there on Saturday. I was looking for Fredo. I didn't see Fredo, but he was probably down at South Beach. But he was wearing he was wearing shorts with socks, and on the socks there were skulls on the socks. What? Yeah, look it up online. Skulls on the socks. Yeah. I know. It's just a strange thing. I mean, not very. Well, that's Fredo. Look what his brother did. That doesn't seem to bother him.
Speaking of ageism, but yeah.
Did you see the Trump rally on Saturday night? Oh man. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he attacked Fox.
I got so pissed off. I turned on Fox and Friends Sunday morning. I didn't hear a mention of the rally on Fox and Friends. Not a mention. And then I some of this in the first hour. Howie Kurtz, that guy that does the media show, I always liked him, but he was like making fun of Newsmax and One American News for carrying the rally. He says, we didn't carry the Trump rally, some smaller networks did. Well, you're going to be small too.
Newsmax is on iHeart. They've increased their distribution.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
It's free, yeah.
I did not know that.
Fox charges you.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, when you try to watch Fox, I use Apple TV, and we have to put our code in every time we try to watch it. And, of course, they push Fox Nation.
I mean, Tucker Carlson's doing amazing stuff, but Fox News, screw Fox News. The way that they behaved, and when I heard Howie Kurtz yesterday mocking Newsmax and One American News for carrying it in his tone, it pissed me off.
More reason to support One America and Newsmax.
Mm-hmm.
And talk radio.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I mean, that was President Trump's first true rally since he left office. That's news. And there were tens of thousands of people who have shown out. Now I got an invite to go to the Sarasota rally on Saturday. I'm not sure I will be able to go. It's my wife's birthday this weekend. I'm going to try to go, but I did check. Oh my goodness, the hotels are all booked. The hotels around that area are booked up. I'd have to sleep in my car if I go.
Well, there you go.
I mean, what's that tell you?
Say to Kathy.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hi, Jeff from Maine.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, did you see that interview Trump did this weekend in the app? That condo in Surfside?
No, I didn't see it. I missed a Trump interview. Shame on me. No, I didn't see that.
He said that the metal that was in that building, and he must have had some close-up pictures, was very inadequate. That building, the concrete, the metal, was not up to par even back then.
Well, Trump's a builder. He knows.
He knows. That was my point.
He's got a building down there, by the way. I drove by it. There's a Trump Tower down there. Yeah.
more point, Brian. Every building in that era built like that. Why haven't they evacuated them and done a serious sweep and check it out? You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do you think about the? Am I being too hard on the first responders?
No. Why? I thought that person from Oklahoma that described about what happened after the Oklahoma City bombing and how many people were there. Why is there so few people there digging through?
Well, it would seem. I mean, I guess that one area where the floors came down on top of each other that are sandwiched, it's like they've just written all that off. Like, I guess they just decide, well, if they're down in the parking garage working down there, I mean, I don't know. It just seems very. Now it's like too late. I mean, no one could be. What are the chances that someone's still alive?
But something seems very odd about that building, the way it collapsed. It was almost like a controlled demolition. And I'm not saying it was conspiracy or anything, but there's more to it.
Well, you know, I heard some strange stories. People have been talking about the creaks in the building and everything, but, you know, what it's going to boil down to is local corruption. I know, you know, local corruption. I know they're talking about the builder of the building, and there's certainly fault there, but you're going to find building inspectors, county code enforcement, something. There's corrupt public officials down there, just like Biden, just in a different type of corruption. You know, it's a Democrat town.
I have one last thing to say, and I believe that the Democrats somehow are going to try to blame DeSantis.
They already are.
You know why? Because they know he's a threat to them for the future for the President of the United States.
Yeah. I mean, they're a Washington Post, you know, Ron DeSantis declared it a disaster area on Thursday, okay? And that opened up FEMA to come in and all of the fire departments down there to get whatever resources they needed. He declared it a disaster area on Thursday. He's not the head of the local fire department. You know, we got a bunch of Faucis down there. I mean, you know, Fauci is a great example of the type of people that we put in charge of protecting us from the government. Remember what Ronald Reagan said? The scariest words I ever heard. I'm from the government and I'm here to help you.
Exactly. Hey, Brian, you and Kathy do a great show.
Thank you, Jeff.
Happy part of it.
Thank you, Jeff. Take care. Let me take one call before we break. Good morning. You're on the air. Good morning, caller. You're on the radio. Oh, boy. That one last call is, whenever I say I'm going to take one last call, it's typically a mistake. All right. We'll take our break for the top of the hour, which is what I should have done after Jeff's call. It's 8 a.m. I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. On the radio since 1977. 2 hours down, 1 to go. We'll be right back.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
If you suffer with diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Sole Authority. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You're probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to one pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name-brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide you with the extra width and extra depth to stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Sole Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoleauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Attention seniors, Debbie from I Will Advisors has launched I Will Advocates. I Will Advocates will make all of your doctor's appointments for you, handle your pharmacy issues, including refills, billing problems. They'll even make sure your prescriptions are filled. They'll review your doctor's bills to make sure they are correct. If you're in the hospital and you need an advocate to get the care you need, I Will Advocates, they'll do that too. They'll handle your Medicare and Medicaid applications, and that's just the beginning. They do a lot more too. Give Debbie and her team at I Will Advocates a call right now. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214. Online, iwilladvocates.com. Never worry about your health care ever again. Let I Will Advocates handle everything for you. 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Call the show toll-free. Dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And...
All right, 3 minutes after the hour, third and final hour of today's show. I'm Brian. You're listening to The Steve Kane Show. Steve will be back with us tomorrow. He's taking today off. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll go right to the phones in a moment. You know, Friendly Tire in Margate, I tell you, not only do they have incredible low prices on new and used tires, oh man, they also do tire repairs. Most places, in fact, none of them do tire repairs anymore because they're running a racket. And I took my wife's car over there, ran over a screw in the wife's car. I took my car over on Friday to Friendly Tire in Margate, and tire repair started just $7. And got the tire repaired, which I was very happy about because my wife's car has run flats on them, and they're new tires. And I didn't want the tires to be ruined since they're brand new, but you know what? Boom. They just repaired it right over there at Friendly Tire in Margate. So not only do they sell new and used tires at great prices, used tires starting at just $30 for most sizes, and you hear the incredible deals on new tires. They also do tire repairs starting at just $7. I know, isn't that wild? I know, it's a great deal. Give Mike a call. Friendly Mike will give you a quote over the phone if you're calling him about tires, new or used. 954-977-9445. You can also get directions if you need a repair. 954-977-9445. Friendly Tire in Margate. Make sure you tell him you heard about him on the radio. Good morning. What's your name?
My name's Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Brian, I got one question. Why is it when the media shows things what's happening, even on your show, which I'm not knocking it, but why do they always show a still picture of maybe Trump with the Washington? They really don't show us the news. They block.
What do you mean? You gotta be more specific. What are you talking about?
Well, when you show us what's happening, everybody, even the media, all the media shows a blocked picture, just a still picture of maybe Trump.
I do that?
Yes.
Are you talking about my thumbnails on YouTube?
Yes.
Well, what am I supposed to do on a thumbnail? It's a still photograph. You can't put moving pictures on the thumbnail.
Okay, well, what about the media? Do you know anything about that? Why they block it out?
Block what out? Give me a specific example. I don't know. You're not giving me much to comment on here. What has the media done specifically?
Like I say, they show what's happening. Like
Are you talking about on television, or are you talking about on YouTube?
On your YouTube.
Well, on YouTube, you're talking about the thumbnail image for different videos. Those are still photos. That's the format of the thumbnails. Why, you think there was some conspiracy to that?
Yeah, I just don't see what's happening. I can see just below the picture that.
Okay, all right, appreciate the call. Okay, now let me ask you guys, what the hell should we be doing with Fox News Channel? Because I got a bit of a conflict about Fox News Channel, and here it is. They didn't carry the Trump rally Saturday night. Oh yeah, you can get it elsewhere. But they didn't carry it. And then on Sunday, the day after, they weren't talking about it. And some of the people on Fox I like, but they're doing a show on kids. They were talking about kids doing log rolling on Sunday. They weren't talking about the Trump rally. Should we, and I want to take calls on this, at 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Saturday night on cable news is a throwaway time. Fox News, they have on, and I like Jesse Waters. Then they have on Judge Jeanine. They got Bongino. I like them. But I don't want to hear what they have to say when Trump's speaking. In fact, if you were watching Fox News, you would not have even known there was a Trump rally going on. Tucker Carlson is very, very good. Should we just turn off Fox News 24 hours a day? Or should we continue to support them at all, like by watching Tucker Carlson? What are your thoughts at 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631 on Fox News Channel making a conscious decision to not carry the Trump rally on Saturday night? All of them were there. Fox, CNN, MS, DNC, they were all there at the rally. None of them carry it, but I expect CNN and MSNBC to do that. Fox News, I figured it was 50-50 if they carried it. And just because Newsmax is carrying it, One American News and Right Side, doesn't mean that they should not be carrying it. Fox News is number one because we made them number one. Fox News became number one because in the 2000 campaign with Bush and Gore, they were the only ones that were reporting the news from a fair and balanced way. And conservatives flocked to Fox News, made them number one, and now they screw us over at every opportunity. And I'm in a real conflict here, and I want you guys to tell me what to do, because I like what Tucker Carlson's doing. But I feel like they're tricking us. They're tricking us to watch Fox because Tucker's doing such good stuff when they screw us over. That Trump rally on Saturday night was President Trump's first real rally, first real event since he left office. It was newsworthy on a time where cable news is really dead. Saturday nights, very low ratings. Now, with these lowlives, Fox News, is Fox News now fake news? Do you consider Fox News fake news now? Fox News, they don't tell themselves, what they tell themselves is the same thing Jim Acosta tells himself. They blame Trump for the Capitol breach, and they tell themselves that if we carry it, that we could be inciting something here. There were tens of thousands of people who showed up at that rally. And I hate to say it, but I'm thinking that maybe we shouldn't watch Tucker. Tucker is all they got holding them together. That's why, he's number one in cable news, Tucker Carlson. And then all they do is promote him on that Fox News app, trying to get you to subscribe to their Fox News app. So they put Tucker in like a button-up country western shirt, put him on a set that looks like Don Imus's old ranch set, and he interviews people that and they're trying to get you over there. Tucker's all they got over there that's propping them up. That's why they use him way too much. I saw a clip on Twitter of that snake, Chris Wallace. He had one of the Republicans on who was opposed to this bill, and he says, well, since this bill has X number of dollars for police, could you not make the case that the Republicans are defunding the police? The only case I could make, and this is what I would have told Chris Wallace, the only case I can make Chris Wallace is that you're a Democrat hack who's trying to pass himself off as a journalist. So here's what I'm asking you. Should we turn off Tucker? I'm serious. Should we turn off Tucker Carlson? If they figure we're going, and we were talking last week about Tucker Carlson's been doing great work Okay? Tucker Carlson's been doing great work. Laura Ingram's on too late for me. I have to be in bed by that time. So I don't watch her show. But I'll see a clip here and there online of Laura Ingram, and she does good stuff too. But they basically have one show that's propping up the whole network ratings-wise, Tucker Carlson. And everyone is it used to be, like, remember back in the 80s, they had the Nielsen families where a certain number of people would have those Nielsen boxes. They don't do that anymore. We're all a Nielsen family now. Your cable box is where they're getting the ratings from. So as great as Tucker Carlson is, should we stop watching him because it's propping up the whole network? I'm serious. 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. I was really pissed off that I wasn't so pissed that they didn't carry the rally, because I was expecting them not to, so it didn't catch me off guard. But what pissed me off is Sunday on Fox News, they didn't even talk about it. They acted like it didn't happen. That's what really pissed me off. And I watched a lot of it on Sunday because I wanted to be able to know whether or not they talked about it. And they didn't. And they were stretching for some really lame stories as well. All right, our number is 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Hey, good morning, Brian. It's Taj.
Hey, Taj. A long time no hear, Taj.
I know. Hope you're doing well. I just called to answer your question. We have a sort of a conflict in my house. My wife likes Tucker Carlson. I was ready to scrap Fox News a while ago. I like to watch Stinchfield, so we end up having to, do the DVR.
Stitchfield is the guy on Newsmax after Greg Kelly at 8 opposite Tucker, and he's spectacular, but he is up against Tucker Carlson.
I know. I feel bad for him. He needs to get more time, but he's got great coverage of
So what should we do? What should we do? They didn't carry the rally. They didn't talk about it on Sunday, except Howie Kurtz making fun of it. Oh, well, some smaller networks carried it. Pissed me off.
Greg Kelly said that Newsmax was the only channel that was going to...
Well, One American News carried it too. But of course, Right Side. What should we do with Fox?
They may be pro, neocon, that's how they always been, but they're not going to be pro-Trump. They're afraid that Trump is going to run again, and they want somebody else to run.
Well, Tucker Carlson, though, he brought up this stuff about the breach a couple weeks ago. Tucker Carlson's been doing good work, but I feel like it's a trick to keep us MAGA people over there.
Yeah, he should have gone over to Newsmax after the election.
Well, he's under contract and he makes tens of millions of dollars a year. That's easy for you to say, Taj. I mean, he's in a conflict. Yeah. You think? Oh, yeah. Yeah. And when somebody leaves like that, they have a non-compete. It's not just the money. They're off the air for a year or two, however long the non-compete is. It's not like you can just make a move from one and then you're at the next place the next day. So I don't know.
He'd be able to stay either way.
Okay. Take care, Taj. You're on the air. What's your name?
Are you talking to me?
Sounds like you.
Okay, thank you. Hey, Brian, this is Candy from Iowa here. And first-time caller.
Welcome.
Listening to you for a couple of years now, and you have a great show. Thank you very much for putting it out there. I just wanted to clear up, I think the previous caller talking about the videos on YouTube.
He's talking about the thumbnails.
Correct, yes. What's happening is, I think it's YouTube doing it, but like Tucker Carlson will put on something that's probably conservative or something the mainstream news media doesn't want you to know about. And they end up putting, instead of watching the video, you see a picture of Trump on there.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, if you run across what he's talking about, text it. Don't text it, but DM it to me or email me. You don't have my number to text, I hope. Although a lot of listeners do, because I keep getting text messages from people. I don't know who they are. Send me a DM or an email with a link to what you're talking about, then I can comment on it. All right. All right. Take care. Let me take one more call before I break. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Morning, Brian.
Yeah. All right, Isaac. What's on your mind, Isaac?
None. I just wanted to tell you that in the last 3.5, 4 weeks, you have. I used to think that you were a sellout.
No.
3 weeks. In the last 3 weeks, you've been going so tough.
Why would you think I'm a sellout? Why would you think I'm a sellout? Who am I selling out to? The hokey pokey. Oh, because I got vaccinated? Oh.
That, I'm telling you.
Okay, well.
Excellent job, and you're 100% correct. If Fox News has any bit of taint to it, then we need to get rid of all Fox. It doesn't matter. If Tucker Carlson is on our side, then he should jump ship. The world is revolved around money, and that's what's going to ruin us, Brian.
Well, Tucker Carlson, I mean, I like Tucker Carlson. Please don't misunderstand me. But Tucker Carlson was instrumental in getting Trump to shut down America during COVID. There was a story, I can't remember where it was, but this was early on during COVID. Tucker Carlson didn't think that President Trump was taking things serious enough, got in his car, drove to Mar-a-Lago unannounced, and asked to speak with President Trump, it was reported, and told President Trump, and President Trump saw him, even though he wasn't announced, and told him he wasn't taking things seriously enough, and was instrumental in getting the country shut down last year.
So many people had a part in it, leaves people like me and you to wonder who is on our side.
Mm-hmm.
Going to sell us out for the money.
Mm-hmm.
For the kids in our future.
Yep. All right. Take care. He thought I was a sellout, but now he doesn't think I'm a sellout. Well, that's good. My goodness. There's no one who's a bigger Trump supporter than me. And if you think I'm a sellout and I'm not MAGA, well, shame on you. Okay? I was supporting Trump back in 2011 when he was asking for the Obama birth certificate. I was supporting Trump. Okay? So I've been with Trump a long time, and I always will be. Okay. 1-888-GO-CANE-1, that's our number. If you're on hold, stand by. We'll take our break. It is 20 minutes after the hour. We will be back right after this.
Steve Kane Radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to a Champagne Automotive, and I gotta say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. You know, it belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
By the way, make sure you like the video, guys. Like is so important. And to like the video, if you're on a mobile device or a computer on the chat, close out the chat, like it, reopen the chat. If you're watching on television, hold on. If you're watching on television, pick up your phone, go to your computer, your tablet, or whatever, and then like the video. That like helps get the video recommended to people that like this kind of content. And of course, if you're not, subscribe. Click that notification bell. I'm not feeling that well today. I almost went back home on my way in today. I'm not really feeling too well. I'm having some stomach issues and some other problems. I've been sick all weekend.
We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is...
But I'm glad I came in today.
604-4602.
Yeah, I got a meeting after the show, so that's why. Yeah. All righty. Yes, 22 minutes after the hour. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Gloria from Virginia Beach.
Hey, Gloria. What's up?
Well, I just wanted to call you and let you know I watch your show every day. And you're a great guy, but you're 100% correct about dumping Fox News. I dumped it over a year ago, and I just started watching it again, Tucker, because I heard some great things about him. But I'm over it. I don't even want to watch him anymore.
Well, I'm telling you, all they've got is Tucker. That's why they're always promoting Tucker on the Fox News app, because he's liked by MAGA people. And as I told the last caller, I really didn't expect Fox to carry the rally. But what pissed me off is when they weren't discussing it yesterday on Fox and Friends on Sunday, and Howie Kurtz on that media show was making fun of Newsmax and One American News for carrying it. That pissed me off. It just was very condescending.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah. It sounds like somebody else is on the phone now. Did you hand the phone to somebody? You sound different.
Today, I'm not in Buffalo. It's Kathy.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome. All right, Kathy. Well, take care. They're passing the phone around. It's a party line, people. All right, take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
My name is Bob.
Hey, Bob.
I believe you're 100% right about Fox News, but I believe that guy, Paul, can you think of his last name?
Paul Ryan.
Yeah, he's running some of the shows there at Fox, and he don't particularly care for Trump.
Well, he Mitt Romney's running mate. He's on the board of directors of Fox News. Yeah.
That's about the only person I watch.
Well, what should we do? I mean, they didn't carry the rally. They didn't talk about it yesterday. I mean, that's a betrayal.
They didn't even have the TV on all day.
Yeah. No. Here's the thing. Tucker Carlson has been really doing great work the last few weeks. The thing with Kevin McCarthy and everything, but I felt so betrayed. Yesterday I watched a lot of Fox in the morning because I noticed right away that they didn't talk about the rally, because I thought that'd be like the lead thing, and they weren't. And I watched because I wanted to make sure that they didn't talk about it before I talked about it to you guys on the radio. And the more I watched, the more pissed off I got. And the news they had yesterday was really slow. It was a slow news day. They had this huge story that they wouldn't talk about. Okay. Well, the news media, it's a mixed bag. The news media care about ratings, but then in another way they don't. I mean, look at Brian Stelter over there. He's lost 80% of his audience in the past 6 months, and he's got a huge contract, making all kinds of money. So, they care about ratings, but again, they don't. And just because we could get the rally elsewhere doesn't mean they shouldn't have carried it. I found it to be, for Saturday, if it was during the week, okay, they got these highly rated programs on, they don't want to preempt them. The weekend is a dead time for cable news. It's the lowest rated time of the week is Saturday nights. People aren't sitting around watching cable news on Saturday nights, but they'll sit down and watch Trump. Yeah. All right, take care. Good morning, you're on the radio. Hey, Louise.
Hi, I feel as you do. I don't even want to watch Fox anymore. I would not have even known about the rally if it wasn't for your program. And I called about 10 people from our current events group, and they didn't even know the president.
Where did you watch the rally?
C-SPAN.
Oh, C-SPAN.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I called them, and they all said, "Oh, thank you. You know, I didn't even know. We didn't even know if it wasn't for you. I didn't even."
Well, yeah. Well.
Didn't know either.
Well, you know, the thing is, you know, what they tell themselves on Fox is that, well, he'll cause another insurrection, so we can't carry it. It's inciting violence. That's what they tell themselves. And of course, he didn't do that. But for them not to even talk about it the next day, that's what pissed me off. It just, I couldn't believe what I was watching. Because that's different. Usually they don't carry Trump stuff, but they'll talk about it the next day. They didn't do that this time.
I did not even watch Fox, but I just about have blackballed them, really. I hear most of my news from you.
Oh, God help you. Any thoughts on, I was talking earlier about the response down in Miami. Any thoughts on that? You can't get out of the politics? That's okay. I appreciate it. Take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. Hey, Brian. Yes.
About Fox, might as well dump Fox because they stabbed us in the back on a.
Well, what did they do? But I'm more concerned about what they did. You know, Fox has made. Slow down for a second. In the last couple of months, Fox has made some changes. Right? They got rid of Juan Williams. The 5 is much more watchable now. Jesse Waters humiliated that liberal guy they had on there the other day. And Tucker Carlson's been doing incredible work, like with the FBI and the breach and all that stuff. You know? But what they did Saturday night, well, you know, all right. Listen, we'll take our break here for the bottom of the hour. I just got a message. Steve's going to join us for the last half hour of the show. That's good, because I'm really not feeling too well today. And I almost, and this tells you how bad I'm feeling today. I almost turned around and went home today. Because I'm not feeling well at all. I've got a lot. I'm feeling very sick to my stomach. I think I've caught something. I think I've caught a stomach bug, because I am not feeling well at all. But I'm here, and we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. If you're on hold, stand by. Steve will be joining us after the bottom of the hour, and we'll take some more of your calls, too. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Dr. Matez here from the Biostation West Delray. Many of you are familiar with the famous erection injection, an extremely effective treatment for erectile dysfunction made popular right here on the Steve Kane Show. I'm here to tell you that the erection injection is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the extensive array of treatment options now available at the Biostation West Delray. Our custom compounded products yield combinations and dosages that increase the efficacy of Viagra and Cialis greatly. We also offer treatments that can correct the problem at its source, such as PRP and sound wave pulse therapies that restore your natural function. State-of-the-art testing and the most current treatment options all available in one place, the Biostation West Delray. If you want to correct your erectile problems once and for all, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeart.
All right. Now, are you with us, Steve? Well, I guess I got false information that you were ready to go, because Steve is not there. Okay, well, all right. Let's try again. Nope, not there. Okay, all right. Well, I guess Steve's not joining us right now, but I want to tell everyone this is an amazing flash sale going on right now at mypillow.com. Hold on, let me just message Steve. Hold on. Okay. There's an incredible flash sale going on at mypillow.com. This is going to be for a very limited time. It will not be there very long. Mike Lindell, who was with President Trump on Saturday night at the rally, has an incredible special going on. This is going to be for a very, very limited time. The MyPillow towel set, regular price, $109.99. Now here's the flash sale. With the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE at mypillow.com, just $39.99. Now you'll see there when you go to mypillow.com, you'll see a little, it might pop up on your screen, but if you don't see it pop up on your screen, you'll see a little button to the right that says get $10 off. Click that and the promo code KANE. You can actually get that MyPillow towel set for $29.99 at mypillow.com, and they have all the colors in stock. I checked a couple of times throughout the show, so I take advantage of that. It's usually $109.99, just $39.99 with the promo code KANE, KANE, at mypillow.com. And also, if you take advantage, you can actually get them for $29.99 if you click that $10 off thing. So go and do that. This special is going to disappear quick and without notice. The MyPillow towel set, an incredible deal. All right, good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Good. Yeah, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Colleen from Virginia Beach in Ohio. I just finished watching the Trump rally, and
oh yeah, and he looked great.
it was hot. Most elderly people were passing out.
Oh, were you there? Were you there? Oh, you actually went to the rally. Oh.
In Ohio.
Oh, how close were you to President Trump when you were sitting down at the rally?
Let's see. If you're looking where the media were on the right hand side, I was on the second bleachers.
You know, one thing I've noticed about President Trump in person, his voice is deeper in person than it is on television. I don't know why that is, but his voice is much deeper in person than it is on TV. I don't know why. Did you notice that?
I don't know. I've been to 4 other Trump rallies, and this one was better.
Yeah, and he's lost weight. And he has a great tan from playing golf, and he's energized and ready to go.
Yeah, and also I got an interview with Right Side Broadcasting too.
Oh, you're on Right Side? Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I am.
Who interviewed you from Right Side? The girl in the line?
Girl.
Oh, so you were in. Oh, okay. So she was going down the line of people, and you were in the line. Yeah. So I probably saw you because I was watching that.
Probably. I had a pink Women for Trump hat on. Well, no, I didn't because it was too hot.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was nice to see. It was very nice to see. Yeah, yeah. All right, well, take care. Appreciate it. So she was at the Ohio rally. Awesome. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yeah, I think Tucker will follow us wherever we're going.
Huh? Say that again. I couldn't understand what you said.
Tucker, wherever he goes, a lot of our ratings will follow.
Well, he's not going anywhere. Tucker Carlson is not leaving Fox. He's not going anywhere.
Say for some reason Fox would have let him go for him standing up for the truth on other matters. We would still support him everywhere. So he'll be huge no matter what happens to him. And Fox will make a big mistake. He's the last guy.
Yeah. 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 Well, you know, but I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Fox did 2 things over the weekend. 1, they didn't carry the rally, and 2, on Sunday they didn't talk about it.
Oh, I noticed this is a pattern with them. I'm not surprised. And here's why: because they all.
Well, all right, you know, so no opinion on that. You know, what they made 2 decisions: 1, not to carry it, and 2, not to discuss it. And I was up yesterday morning early, and I was to watch. I get up early on Sundays, have my coffee, and I turned on Fox and Friends, and they didn't even mention. I'm going to try Steve again. Steve, you with us? I guess not. I got you now. Yes, I got you now. Yeah. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, man.
My 2 cents. Radio is and television both are medias that everybody has a different schedule. Everybody's listening at a different time. Everybody has a different host they like or they don't like. I was frustrated listening to this. What you have to do, in my opinion, if you want to be an up-to-date person with what's going on with all this Trump stuff, I watch all weekends. I watch, unfortunately, like last night, all night. I couldn't sleep. To understand fully what's going on, you really have to be an educated listener that listens to not one station. You can't get it from one station. You can't get it from just Fox. Fox is half of it. The other half, for me, I think there are a couple of stations out there. One I don't get, this Max.
Newsmax.
But my thing is set to go back and forth.
Yeah. One American News. Well, but Fox News, Steve, what they did this weekend was pretty bad. They didn't carry the rally, and then Sunday pretended it didn't even happen. Didn't even cover it on Sunday to do a follow-up. Like it didn't even happen.
Itself, and I'll tell you how. They're going to take a look at the ratings. They're going to see what's going. Now they're getting into Trump season. Is he supposed to?
He's got another rally Saturday. The one in Florida, Sarasota, is this Saturday. It'll be the same. Fox won't carry it. They don't announce it. They don't say we're not going to carry it. They just don't carry it.
Would you assume it would be the same?
Because they didn't carry this one.
Well, that's not always a safe assumption. If they didn't carry this one and they get killed in the ratings over the weekend, they will make the proper adjustments.
Well.
All right, they're going to. You think they're going to stick with the same weekend program?
Yeah.
And the weekends.
Yeah. I know. Yeah.
Believe me, they'll make adjustments. This time, things started. We all boycotted Fox.
This one. No, they didn't. This is different. They didn't get. This was. They have made a. They didn't carry his rallies all the time before, but they talked about them. Now they're not even reporting that he has a rally, that he had a rally. Nothing. It's like it didn't happen. And I just thought it was, if they don't carry the one this Saturday, which I don't think they will, if they knew the ratings would be tanked for not carrying it. They don't care.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think you're going to find they're going to adjust over the period of time. They're not going to write off that audience all weekend. They're not.
Steve, they drove their
people on the weekend.
But who cares what Steve? But who cares what Judge Jeanine is saying when Trump is talking?
That's the time Trump's on the air.
Saturday night they had Judge Jeanine on, Jesse Waters, and Bongino.
Yeah, them are excellent.
But who cares what they're saying when Trump's talking? You did not watch them. Did you watch the rally? Then you didn't watch them. That's right. No one's going to watch. No, he was on for. No, he was. Listen, it's not just. I was watching on Newsmax. Okay, it's not just the hour. He talked for about an hour and a half, but there's before. Okay, there was a big build-up before. Newsmax had a whole panel discussion before. Right Side was there with Mike Lindell before, and Fox had nothing before, nothing during, nothing after. I like Judge Jeanine, but I don't give a damn what she has to say when Trump's talking. I'm sorry. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Have Trump talking around
once a week. Once a week. That was the biggest story. Trump had tens of thousands of people show up, and he talked about everything that was going on in the news. And they didn't. And then yesterday to pretend and for Kurtz to make fun of the other networks. Well, some smaller networks.
The jerk. They ought to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Chris
Wallace.
Two has-beens.
Yeah. Never-beens.
But they have some very strong people on the weekend. Very interesting discussions on the weekend, and it's good programming, and to not include it in it's called cutting off.
Well, because you don't use the internet, okay? The television, newspapers are where you got to go. No, but if I didn't watch television news again, I would be just as informed as I am today. I mean, I would not have to have the TV on again. I find what Fox News did this weekend to be a total FU to the viewers. It was insulting. And then they're
going to make no adjustments. This is going to be it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Making adjustments and
No.
The last time they screwed around in the beginning with this, months back, and it looked like everybody was.
So they didn't think. So Fox News didn't think that people wanted to see the rally on Saturday night, so they didn't carry it. They didn't think it'd be a ratings blockbuster. They thought people would be more interested in watching Jesse Waters yuck it up with whatever he was doing about his book.
Probably concerned with a lot of controversy. I mean, this.
Please. I think they're freezing him out. I think they've made it. I think they. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This was his first rally since he left office. So this is the first. This is the first rally since he left office. The first Trump rally. And they didn't carry it. The first one. Now this weekend is Florida, Saturday night. We'll see if they change. I think it's unlikely. Yeah, I think it's very unlikely. Let's take a call or two. All right, good morning. You're on the radio.
I'm a new caller, and I just wanted to, talk to...
You're on. Go ahead.
Oh, Brian, I met you at the United Wings Plus.
Oh, okay.
Not showing the Trump rally, which expected them to do that. But I was really upset about them not talking about anything about the rally.
Yesterday. Yeah, Sunday, the morning after, was nothing. They actually did a segment. Yeah, they do suck. They do suck. Yeah.
Whatchamacallit, One American News on my TV, but I have Newsmax, and I'm just watching Newsmax. I love Jesse Waters. I love Judge.
Yeah, of course.
I love Chris Wallace has to go. I am so sick of him. He is.
Well, what I believe, Fox News, owes an apology to us. They owe us an apology and an explanation, not just why they didn't carry the rally, but why they didn't even discuss it yesterday, the day after.
Hey, hold on 1 second, sir. It's gotten lost in the shuffle that fall of the condo. That was a local story, bear in mind. And if we were in, Pahokee or someplace.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's not why they didn't carry the rally or talk about it yesterday. They were talking. Steve, Fox. They did a story on children doing log rolling yesterday on Fox in the morning. Okay? Come on. It wasn't overtaken by the condo. Yeah, go ahead, caller. We got to run, but be quick.
But get rid of one, which made me sick to my stomach. And one last thing about what you said. My family's from Cuba. I was born in Mexico when we exiled. I'm 60. I was born in 61. Then we went to Puerto Rico. You know why we went to Puerto Rico? Because in Mexico, unless you're Mexican, you can't work.
Oh, they're bigots. Oh, that's interesting. All right, listen, we'll take our last break and be back with the Gold Report right after this. Don't go anywhere.
of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that
Hey there.
Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
And it is that time that everyone looks forward to on the Steve Kane Show, the Gold Report, brought to you by William Youngerman of William Youngerman, Inc. William, of course, one of the world's leading experts when it comes to the precious metals. William has been advising clients on trends and movements in the gold market over 50 years now. He knows his stuff, and if you've been following his advice through the years, I guess he's been 17, 18 years. Well, you probably have a big smile on your face. Let's see how the week is opening up. William, how are you today?
Great. How you doing?
Excellent.
Good. Well, the precious metals are holding very strong, right around that 1775 support level that we've seen for quite a while now. Last Friday, we closed out the week up $6.80 on Friday at $1,781.30 the ounce. Silver was up 18 cents at $26.10, while platinum was up $13 at $1,104, and palladium was up $2, closing out the week at $25.74. Right now, gold trading at $1,778. That's down $3.50. Overnight, we've had a range of $1,770 to $1,787. Silver right now up 5 cents at $26.15 the ounce, while platinum is down $4 at $1,100, and palladium is down $4 at $2,570 the ounce. The 10-year bond still holding around 1.5% yield, which makes gold very reasonable to own. And the U.S. dollar holding stubbornly around that 92 index, with Bitcoin at 34,000.
Well, the market has been just unbelievably strong over the recent months, and you better get in while the getting's good, because it's getting ready to explode. And I've been listening to William for a long time, and I follow his advice. I go over there, I don't know, once a month to refresh, freshen my supply, and you'd be well to do that also. William, tell them a little bit about the fact that if they have anything of gold, silver, precious metals that they would like to sell, you sell as well as
We've had a good way market in all of the precious metals, regardless of their form, for over 50 years now. And Steve Kane listeners, of course, always get a free appraisal of anything that they want to bring in: jewelry, watches, silverware, anything, and we will pay cash on the spot for that. Of course, anything you're looking to buy, we have in stock, all the precious metals.
the Bank of America lobby. William, good talking to you, and I may see you later. All right?
All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, you're on the air. Go ahead. What's your name?
Sandra.
Hey, Sandra.
Hey, Sandra. How are you this morning?
I'm well. I wanted to say why they're not showing it, because Trump and all the people in his, the program on the roster, they were all saying that Trump won. And
what they tell themselves, what they tell themselves, Sandra, is to not carry the Trump speech, is the same thing CNN and MSNBC say. that he'll cause another event. They blame him for the Capitol breach, and they say to allow him to be on our air, it could be inciting violence. That's what they tell themselves. Well, if they listen to Tucker, if they listen to their highest rated person, Tucker Carlson, he agrees with us. He did some stories on this the week before, but the rest of Fox still want to blame Trump for everything, and that's what that's why when the Capitol breach happened, I was very pissed off about the whole thing, because I knew they were going to use that to cancel him from now and forever, and they're always going to use that, and they feel totally justified. Okay, all right. Now, did you see Jim Acosta is such a clown. He confronted Marjorie Taylor Greene, and he said, he accused her of being a conspiracy person, Marjorie Taylor Greene, by saying that it wasn't Trump people. He says, look, I only see people in Trump gear. Anybody can wear Trump gear, okay? John Sullivan was wearing Trump gear, and he's Antifa, right? So I don't... Jim Acosta, what a piece of work he is. But Marjorie Taylor Greene was at the rally with President Trump Saturday night. She did very good. And her speech was carried on Newsmax. Newsmax carried her speech, and it was a very good one, too. I mean, she just was... Marjorie Taylor Greene had the crowd on fire. People love her. She called AOC a little communist. And then AOC tweeted a response. She says, I'm taller than her. She's calling me little, but she didn't deny that she's a communist, AOC, which I thought was kind of funny. So what'd you think of the Trump speech, Steve? No, he's got one this week, but we don't have any announced after this one.
Well, it's going to be a hot summer, I can tell.
Oh, yeah.
And
hey there.
You're going to...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Well, then that's all right. Well, it's time. Well, it's time to check in with Richard Pearl, whose show is weekdays at noon on our radio station, Richard Pearl on Politics. Hey, Richard Pearl. No. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. Yeah. That's right. Now listen, Richard Pearl's radio show, Richard Pearl on Politics, is on our radio stations weekdays at noon. You can also catch him on the iHeartRadio and TuneIn app. Search for him by our station call letters, WWNN, and his store, Simply Natural, is located in the city of Sunrise, just north of Sunset Strip on the east side of University. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. And the number over there at the store is 954-741-4045. All right, Richard Pearl, you have a good show. We'll talk tomorrow. All right, take care, take care. So your prediction, Steve, is Fox will carry the Trump rally Saturday, the Florida rally.
There's
a chance of it. But you would... Yeah.
Bizarre financial thing.
Yeah. But I don't think it's us cutting Fox out. I think that Fox is cutting us out. I think they don't want us there. They want to drive the people to Newsmax and other places. They must.
I think they're nervous. I think they have.
Yeah.
The way you laid out the reality is what's going on.
Well, listen, Steve, we only have seconds left. You want to sign us off?
Yes, we thank you for joining us. Yes, we will be back to do it again tomorrow morning. Be sure to be there or be square. And until then, on behalf of our technical director, Tyler Kane, I'm Steve Kane along with Brian Craig. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow. God bless America.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. Take care.